Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you all for jumping to this new stream. What is that? I don't understand that comment from Joseph. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you all can hear me. Did I hit go live when I was supposed to? I hope yes. Yes, I did. Okay, perfect. Whew, that was a close one. Not really a close one. I just have to, I'm going to give you all a fundraising update. Then we're going to change the lighting so it's like a bit brighter. Not nighttime anymore. It's morning. Morning now. Don't forget that. But let me do a quick update on the donations because we're so close to having raised $10,000 for the Music and Youth Initiative. If I do this, that'll put that there. If I do sample packs, I saw a sample pack come through. It's nighttime for Fia now. Yes, the world is a crazy place. It's like a circle. It's like a globe. It spins, and like people can be on this side, people can be on that side, and the sun's on one side. It's insane, right? It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
It's getting to that point of like deliriousness.
It makes no sense. I'm staring at this sheet and I can't figure it out.
Do you want me to show you a
no. Look, I highlight all these. It tells me the total. What more do you want? 9,000. What's wrong with how I'm doing it?
You can do it.
327. That's how much money we have raised so far for the Music and Youth Initiative, folks. We have raised $9,327 total. We need $700 more. That's 7 people donating 100. That's 14 people donating 50. That's 28 people donating 25. How am I doing, Joe? Now, after that, who can say? But it's certainly, if more people donate less or less people donate more,
we will eventually get there.
That's like the Earth being a globe and, you know, it's spinning.
I was like,
some
wow,
daytime
let
lighting.
there be light.
Damn, bro, did you take math? So the whole gag about Joe and math, Joe's actually like much good. I'm terrible at math. Joe's very good at math. As a result of this, in college, I had to take this math class that was a normal in-person class, but you could also not show up to class and just do the work online.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like a hybrid blend type of thing?
Yes. And Joe did it for me.
Wow.
Jody Maloney with a $20 dono. Thank you so much. I'm telling you all, 5, 10, 20, it all goes a long way.
Anonymous.
50.
Thank you so much.
A $50 dono.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Techno break. Wow. Techno break for the $70 total that just came in from our donors. Thank you so much. Anonymous and Jody.
If you like to identify yourself, we would love to thank you. But if not, that's okay too.
Now, if I was a less if I was a less respectable man, I would go in chat and say, I'm anonymous, even if I wasn't the one who made the donation. And anybody could say that and we would just believe them.
That's awful.
I wouldn't do that. I'm saying if I was a not respectable person.
Wow. I don't know what to say, so I shouldn't say anything.
Not me, but I'm saying people could do that. Okay.
Wow.
That's amazing. Every time I give a donation update, I have to update it again, but you know. It is what it is. I'll just keep adding numbers together. So that's the donation update.
Do you want to just keep adding numbers together? Or can
I know you want to fix my spreadsheet,
No.
Claire.
Sorry.
Holy
Frank!
smokes.
Oh my goodness,
Frank
Thank you so
Salvato.
much. Wow.
What a huge dono. And Frank has already donated
Frank.
Today
so
or
much, yeah.
yesterday.
A ton before.
So that's $170.
That's
What's
amazing.
this plus
Wow.
170? How's your math skills?
It's $4.97.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We are so close.
So here's an interesting question that maybe might kind of potentially segue us into like other non-musical and things, but when when Americans are in high school, right?
I don't like where this is going.
No. I'm genuinely curious because I didn't go to high school in America, everybody. What's the highest? Do you remember what you did in math?
Well, it's
math class?
insane because it's
Like at the end of high school.
you do like algebra, and then like algebra is a requirement. I think like geometry is a requirement, and then from there it just gets like super advanced. Like you have to take like algebra 2 or like a pre-calculus or a calculus. Obviously, I did not ascend to those, but and it's also just it's different for everybody.
Okay, cool.
It's
That's
just a
good to know.
shit show.
Oh,
There's
just
like
curious.
two,
I
like I
never-
think
I
geometry and
never knew.
algebra, like everybody has to take those. But like I ended up taking, instead of going like in the crazy like pre-calculus calculus route, you could take
Trig is
like
an option.
statistics, which is like supposed to be an
Yeah,
easier one.
stats, yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. Trig. There was at our school, it was something in trig. I forget.
Got it. Okay, interesting. Thanks for filling me in.
It's
about...
horrible. It's all horrible.
Okay. The reason I ask is
Because I'm so bad at math. Go ahead, say it.
no. Because in Singapore, and this is kind of what I didn't necessarily like a ton, but by the end of my same year as what would be equivalent to like the last year of high school, stats was compulsory, trig was compulsory. I did calculus also, and like all of these things that was like so crazy. And I think I was like so exhausted. I really didn't have a good experience in high school. In Singapore, we call it like junior college. The only reason I went there, I really enjoyed going to high school and junior college was because one of the topics that I opted for was music. And that was really the only reason that I went to school. I hated everything else. The only other subject that I did okay in was physics. And the only subcategory of physics that I did well in was acoustics. So that should have said something.
Yeah, for sure. That's the other thing. It's the sciences. Is like you take physics.
Yeah.
And it's like to take physics, you have to have this particular like math skill set.
That's why.
So
yeah.
they have to get you into this math class before
math
you can take
class.
the physics. But sometimes they don't, and they
Yeah.
just like are like, well, whatever.
I know. I did a specific. There were a couple programs in
That's the wrong
the
camera.
country Singapore, where I did that, and there are some options for what you could do for like your end of high school and stuff. And I did like this thing called the A levels, which is like a bit of the Cambridge. No, the Cambridge style of thing. But the point I'm making is it's like physics, chem, math, and music. I never used like any of these things like ever, except like one very specific section of physics, like the acoustics part, because that's like a thing that I do professionally now. And the music part, which is even more on the classical side. But like, yeah, that silly differentiation thing that I struggled like hours for and only got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night for like 2 years. That was brutal.
But
Singapore education system, like for me, I mean, it benefits a lot of people, but for me, it was really tough those last 2 years. I had a good elementary and middle school though. I don't know about you, but
Listen, I was the kind of student that I could pull off A's and B's and not study.
that is awesome.
And
That is awesome.
But like, it was stressful. It was a stressful thing.
You didn't have to study though. So see, here's the difference too, because it's like sometimes people tell me like, "Oh, you're so talented, you're so smart." No, for me, at least for Claire, it's like Claire had to work really, really hard. So it's like that's why sometimes I feel like not necessarily envious, but I'm like, wow.
It's more like
so good.
it's not like not have to study. It's more like gaming the system enough so that you like have retained the right information at the right points, so that you can barely squeak by on these tests,
Right.
and that you can manage the numbers. Okay, tests are worth this much, quizzes are worth, homework's worth this much. Well, I'm definitely not doing homework, so I better just like make sure I pass these 3 tests.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'll get a
wait,
B in the class.
Even Amelia was like, A level stressed her out. They stressed me out so much. It was crazy. It was ridiculous. But I still had to do them anyway. And I did. So
And then Joe,
Yeah.
on the other hand, who's much
Joe's a
smarter
smarty.
than me. In high school, he like barely ever showed up to school. And look at him now.
look
He's
at all
Mr.
of us
Worldwide.
now. Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
Okay, so for you, I need you to do exactly what I
Cool.
just did.
I will. Thank you.
and then I will fill this up. What happens?
Yeah, I mean, I think it benefits. Sometimes it benefits people, you know, because it makes them, I guess, you know, feel motivated somewhat. But at least in the school that I went to, for the high school specifically, people were used to like try to compete with each other for like, oh, how little did you sleep today? And I'm like,
Yeah, but music schools like that.
it wasn't even like a music. So there were in my school there were 9 of us in my cohort who took music. So we were actually considered the weirdos.
Yeah, but like one of my professors told a story of once of like people like leaving razor blades in between keys of pianos.
Yeah,
like, 'cause, like,
you know what people do? People used to do this. Not necessarily in the school that I ended up going to, but in one of the schools that I was considering going to and that I got into before I made my final college decision. They would walk by the piano, especially if it doesn't have the softball system, and while you're playing.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like it got that serious. I know, right? So like end of my classical music life. No, I'm kidding. I still love classical music and all of that. Got my 2 diplomas in piano and flute also. And now I play electronic versions of both. So I guess it worked out. Dad, see this? I promise you it worked out, Mom and Dad. Thanks for the piano lesson. Ooh, also, actually, on that note, teacher, is it okay if I ask chat like a question or like a poll of sorts? Cool. Yeah, I'm curious, everyone. If we were to do like a coffee or tea thing, what would people's preferences be? Please let us know if you're a coffee person or a tea person, or perhaps both. Maybe you like both. I like both. The reason I ask is because I have a surprise segment for TAETRO coming up next, which I vaguely was elusive about, but I would love to conduct within the next couple of minutes. Yes.
We're about to be painting.
No, I just need to give it to you. I'm gonna present TAETRO with a thing. Yes. I see, cool, we got both, yes. Coffee, both, tea all the way. Joe says no coffee. Depends on the situation. Coffee in the AM, that's a good one. Yeah, okay, cool. Since it's the AM, are you coffee in the AM too?
I am coffee 24
How
hours
about
a day.
tea? Because I know that you also do tea.
Yes, I'll do tea occasionally, but coffee is the preference, I think.
Okay.
You could have done a real poll. I thought you were
Cool.
talking about doing a
Oh,
poll.
I see. Okay, sure. Well, so the reason I ask is because there's a special segment that I have called dolltr brings stuff from around the world for TAETRO.
Doll tricks, trinkets from around the globe.
Yeah, it's beats and eats, but now we're
Beats
actually not
and
making
eats.
beats, right? So it's just, I guess, eats. But
Just the eats.
but this first one though is not eats; it's a drink. And here we go. Oh, let's see.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me-
Here we go. This is all such a surprise. Where are you going? Oh,
The first of many international things comes from our favorite country
of.
of Germany.
Oh.
Here is a lovely German fruit tea for you.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Fruit de Mischang. Fruit.
Oh.
How do you say it?
Oh dear. It's okay. Never mind.
Fruit.
I actually can't really pronounce German. I can do I
Okay,
can
but you're
do
gonna
Dutch.
laugh at me.
No. I can do Dutch, but because, I trying to learn Dutch, my dad's side of the family.
Right.
But yeah, we have some German tea that has apple and hibiscus.
That's amazing.
So I hope you enjoy it.
I will certainly enjoy it. Should I make it
Yay.
right now?
You don't have to, but I was just giving. This is the first of our international things. We have other international things coming up.
How about I'll make this after our painting segment? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's when
sure.
I'll need my vocal cords.
Yeah,
to
cool.
Relax.
So that sounds good. And then after that, I'll give you the second thing that you can eat with that.
Oh,
Because
perfect.
it might match.
I'm gonna have tea
yeah.
and a snack.
Yeah. It'll match. Great. Thank you for letting me conduct this segment. I'm done.
Thank you for letting me conduct this segment. Okay, Now, I'm going to do a little arranging here of the HDMI cables once again.
Okay, cool.
Ow. And I think it's going to be good. Let me see.
I think they're still seeing us, like
Seeing
we're
us.
there.
Uh-oh. Somebody's at the door.
Oh, should we let her in?
This is
Maybe not. Okay, that's all right.
we can. We just have to be careful.
Oh, actually, maybe not.
Quite the experience. So now people can see you have to come this way. Yeah. Which is fine because that's where your canvas is.
Yeah.
And then I can straighten these.
Ah, cool.
So wait, why am I seeing that through the monitor? That's crazy. Okay, but that's cool. I didn't think of that.
Or I can pull up chat on this.
Oh, that's right, because now we can't see chat. I understand why. That's weird. All right. Anyway, this is fine. Yeah, you have chat there. I can
Yeah.
have my iPad also open.
Cool.
And we're gonna begin our little painting and chill stream.
Yay. Yeah. Is she usually more persistent than that, or? Okay, Arjun just asked a question. Who is she, by the way? Sorry, if by she you mean me, I'm a woman, and my name is in the description, so you can read. As you can see, we've been awake for like almost 14 hours at this point streaming. No patience for this, my friend. So peace and love to you, as I might steal this phrase from the immaculate TAETRO next to me. But you can read. Okay, thanks.
Peace and love. Peace and love. That is true. It is important to check the description. Highly esteemed, a producer, Ableton certified trainer, playback engineer, college professor,
Hi.
world touring, the one, the only, Claire Lim, aka dolltr.
Thanks.
And soon to be famous watercolor painter.
Only thanks to the mentorship of electronic music mentor
Yes.
and watercolor painting mentor, TAETRO.
So what I really want to do, you're gonna use this brush, and we're
Cool,
gonna do the
thank
whole
you.
painting with one brush.
Sure, thanks. Okay.
I'm gonna find us a reference. So watercolor painting, everybody in chat, and you should just move this slightly more this
okay.
way. Yeah, there you go. Good morning, everybody. I love that we were hanging out with people when they went to sleep, and now these same people are waking up.
We're not sponsored by Blue Bottle Coffee, but we
No.
wish we were. Maybe.
That's a Una
I wish
sponsorship.
I-
Una sponsored us
Oh
with those
yes,
copies.
thank you, Una. Yay.
Painting, I think, and I'm about to dox my whole phone. Wow. Painting seems intimidating, but for me, it's been a great hobby, a great step away from music to do something else creative.
Oh, sorry. We had actually related almost to like a painting question. Someone asked in the chat, hacker buff, and I'm not sure of the answer to this. The artist who did our cartoons for.
Their name is Miss Nadie, MISSNADIE. Occasionally, you'll
Cool.
see them in chat. They're a community member, but they also have an Instagram. They do a bunch of other animations and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Animations and similar kind of art. But when I saw her art, I was like, dang, that's a perfect fit for some Beattober designs, and we'll probably work together again in the future. Okay, so I want to do a very simple one with you since it's kind of like your first one.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good kind of template right there.
I want to apologize in advance in case I really do screw anything up. I'm pretty nervous about this.
Don't even worry about it.
I'm excited. Like I do want to
That's an easy one.
learn this from you. But
All right, so I'm showing people the reference. This is very basic reference. So now you're basically just going to learn how to do like gradient, like this color to this color. Then we're going to do a mountain in front. We're going to ignore the birds. We're not even going to do the birds. We could do trees, which is fun. Do you want to do trees or mountain? Trees is like more fun because it's like interesting detail.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's do trees. That's fun.
Cool. So the thing about actually we don't even need pencil for this. This is so easy. Thing about watercolor is you have to paint like from back to front and from like light to dark. So we can't, if you put a color down, there's like basically no getting rid of it.
Okay.
If you have a light color and you want to put dark on top, you can. But if you have a dark color and you want to put light on top,
okay,
you cannot do that. So we're going to learn about the wet on wet technique today. I feel like I'm teaching an art class and
Yay!
I'm just so underqualified.
It's great.
For this.
No.
But one thing we can also think about is what colors we want to use. This is my main palette. You can see there's goop hair in it. Must be chill. Oh, there you are.
There she is.
Hello. Let's think about colors. It is always better to mix colors first, potentially. And there's 2 water cups here. We're going to use one for dirty water and one for clean water.
Cool.
And you've got a bunch of napkins there.
I do, yes.
We're going to be using these a lot to just like clean our brush and dry our brush. Here's another one.
Okay, thank you.
Clean the brush, dry the brush.
Will we be needing this moving forward?
No.
Or, okay.
We are done with that for now. So I think the first thing that we should do is mix the colors that we want. So in the reference, it goes from like
Dark
orangey yellow, then slowly goes into like blue, and there's like a darker bluish purple at the top, right? So we kind of need like 4 shades really, like lighter yellow. And we're not going to do exactly this painting. We'll just do it easy from light to dark.
Would you also, because just now you mentioned like the dark part, right? Would you also prep the trees or?
No, because we can paint these trees since these trees are just black.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're gonna paint them right on top of the sky.
Got it.
And I think we could do it with this palette. That brown case is here, and it has a little bit of white in it. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna put a little white on this palette so we can get a little pastelish kind of colors.
Okay.
And you can put a ton of water on get your brush super wet.
Okay.
And why don't you?
Would this be the which one?
Doesn't matter. We can decide right now. I think this one should be the clean water because we're easily gonna be able to see it. So I guess I'll just like mix a color first to show you. Like these are blues right here. You can kind of get a feel for them. One's like more of a greenish blue. And mixing them together just gives you a nice blue color, and then mixing a little white in there will make it like just more kind of faded. And because like if you use super bright colors, it can look really nice, super saturated, but it can also look very
oh yeah, she wants to come up. Oh no.
Uber, what are
Sorry,
you doing?
Sorry.
Oh, somebody just got a freebie. So that's good. I'm gonna mix a bunch of this. So you see I'm just kind of barely touching the white. Well, now I'm putting all the white in. This is dirty paint, dirty water, and it doesn't really matter if we mix dirty and clean. We got some blue here.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you before you started mixing in the white, like you're only taking a little bit right at a time.
At first I was, but then I realized we're both painting, so we're gonna need a fair amount of paint.
Cool.
So now let's say we want to go one shade darker than this. And we're not going to need this till later. The thing is, it's just easier to do these colors in advance. I might throw a little black in here.
Is this a specific kind of brush that you're using?
This, the brush that you're holding is like my main normal brush.
I was curious about this one.
This brush I use for travel.
Got
and
it.
See how it has a water reservoir in it?
Yeah.
So that's like if you're somewhere and you can't like set up a cup of water or something, you can like literally squeeze water out of this.
Ah, that's awesome.
Like this.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I'm just like comfortable painting with this, so I might mix in a little purple here. There's no room for you. Holding on for dear life by 2 hands. No room for you, Goop. That was a good attempt. I might grab some.
Yeah, she grabbed my legs just now, but that's okay. It's alright.
You can kick her out if it gets out of hand.
I mean, when I was crashing on the couch, she was like on top of me.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Oh, okay. There we go. So we're gonna use probably very little of that. But also when we put color on down on the paper, it will lighten. So now, why don't you get your brush really wet again and throw some of this color into that palette.
Ooh, sounds good.
Feel free to just get a ton of it. You can mix it right in with the white. I think that's gonna be good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the thing about it is, like, with watercolor, you can't screw it up. So say you made it too light, we could add more pigment to it.
Right. Okay.
Or if you made it too dark, we could add more white to it.
That sounds good. Now, a question for you, which is maybe I'm not sure if this is related or not, but for example, just now you went straight into like from the blue into the purple. Is that okay? Like if they're similar colors?
Totally fine.
Okay, cool.
Like, that's a good color. It's a little like mustardy. So I say let's add a little white to brighten it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and add all that in there. Get a lot. You can
like
get a lot more water. So you can still use this water. It's
okay, cool.
Not the end of the world.
Like this maybe more white also.
I think just mix all of that together.
All
that remaining white,
cool.
go for it.
Sure.
So we can add more pigment to that.
Ooh.
Now what we can also do is make a more orangey shade here. If I grab some of this yellow and use this kind of as the initial DNA.
Ah, okay, cool.
And then maybe grab a little bit of red here. Yeah, that's fine. If you want to dip your brush in some red and turn this into like a little bit more of an orange.
Yeah, sure. Oh no, I think it's two.
Yeah, so you can go once the paint is wet, you're gonna pick up a lot of it.
Got it. Okay,
so
cool.
like you can do it kind of lightly as you just noticed. But now you can just grab more of this yellow and mix it with that red.
Okay, cool.
And it might be like too saturated, so maybe we will
add more white.
Yeah.
Or okay, cool.
Maybe, but maybe not. Like this one is even looking like a little oceany, so I might just grab some yellow, put it in there just to
Got it. Okay.
neutralize it.
I think this is okay. I'm not sure.
I think that looks great.
Okay, cool.
And I am not an expert watercolor painter whatsoever. So is it hour 14? Asks Fia. I can't say.
It is.
It is?
I can confirm.
You can confirm. Okay,
You
great.
can't see, but I can confirm.
Has anybody else in the chat watercolor painted before? All right, so I just dulled that. Can you kind of see the difference of how it was versus how it is now?
Yeah.
It's like a little more natural. Okay,
So added
now
like the red also, right, for that part.
yeah, because like what you can do with blues, if it's like a bright blue, like what's opposite of blue, red, right? So like if you add a little bit of red to it, it like kind of balances it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you can be like aggressive with your brush and cleaning it in there. And then see how I'm just like every time I go in the water clean, like I'm just like wiping it off. And once you wipe it off to a point where you're not really getting any pigment, then we're good.
Cool.
So now we are going to do something. Maybe it'll be easier for you to watch me do it at first.
Okay, sure.
But we're going to have to do this delicately. I just want to make sure I give you the best instruction. So maybe I try it first, and then I learn from whatever mistake I make. or
That's okay.
remember.
I mean, I can also screw it up. That's totally fine.
So I'm going to use this brush. We don't necessarily have to. You can use this brush too. And all I'm going to do is wet the paper.
Okay.
We are going to do a wet on wet technique. You could actually use your brush and do this at the same time.
Okay, cool.
Don't be afraid. Just get the thing super wet. If your paper is nice and glossy, then great. Just notice around the corners it might pool or something.
Yeah.
You can go across. Just try to make it just even.
Even? Okay.
I'll have to go back a couple times. And the paper will absorb water too as it goes, so it's not like it's gonna stay permanently wet.
Cool. Because I was just about to ask, like, wouldn't it get like too wet and stuff?
It can get like too wet. Like you can put much more water.
Much
than
more?
you're putting
Okay,
on.
cool.
I'm using a bigger brush, so it's like a little bit easier for me.
Cool.
Because we're also slightly against the clock with like how long it takes the paper to dry.
Okay.
More, see how wet mine is?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so wet. Ah! Sorry, Goop. She tried to... That's okay. She's cute, though. Yay.
Surprised this is like her first time coming up here tonight.
Mm.
Or today. A little more. Keep going. Keep going.
More? Really?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Fine, like even mine is like drying a little bit. Okay, great. Now, like I said, talk here, but your paper's nice and wet. Hello?
Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't even know. I usually like
Grab-
mute my phone. Wow.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, no.
Grab some yellow on your brush,
Okay.
the brightest yellow.
That was the best damage control ever.
Yeah.
That was so good.
All right, bit of yellow. We're against the clock. We're against the
Okay,
clock.
okay.
And you're going to go from here. Let's do like the first third of paper in all
Okay,
yellow.
okay.
Don't be afraid. Get a lot of paint on there. You want to kind of go from bottom up.
Okay.
Bottom up, bottom up.
The first third, right? Like this?
Yeah,
Maybe?
that's
Okay.
fine. You can kind of go back and forth. Now, slowly start to grab a little bit of this orange and just like throw it in there. And you can be a little liberal with it. It's gonna be quite the early sunrise. Yours is staying. TAETRO's much better than I did, and I might have done too much water. Yours is gonna come out better than mine.
No,
And
no,
what
no.
you
I
should
don't
also
think so.
do is
Oh, God.
do the occasional streak of that orange through your yellow, because
Okay.
it doesn't need to be like a perfect line.
Okay,
And we can start
cool.
getting a little crazy with like you want to kind of connect them. Like you put a little more dark orange
Okay,
in there.
cool.
Darker orange.
Oh, no.
Oh
Oops.
no, what? You're fine.
Okay.
Yours is definitely gonna turn out better than mine because my paper
No.
is I wet mine too much. I think. All right.
Oh, dear. I think that's going to pool, though. I'm not
That's
sure.
fine. A lot of dark orange. Now get this like pretty dark,
Okay, cool.
like pretty saturated. A lot of orange, and I can even give us a bit. And the thing about it as well, you know how like when you work on music
Yes.
and you start working on a song or something, and it's not quite coming out the way you want, but you kind of keep working on it. You think you can get
Yeah.
it there, and usually, if we rely on our skills, we can get it there.
Right.
We can get it in the right place.
Ooh.
Painting is kind of like that, even though it looks
That's awesome.
impossibly like it's never gonna turn out well. You're actually doing a really good gradient here. Go even. I'm gonna put a little more red in here, but then I'm gonna insert a tiny bit of
I
blue,
see. Okay.
because now like blue is gonna start to meet red.
It's cool how it balances like out the tones and stuff. So
It's becoming like there, but that's okay.
okay,
Start
cool.
to add that, and remember, like cross these over, like
Cool.
throw a
Oh
streak
yeah, yeah,
of
the
that
random
into these lighter
like, things,
tones
right?
too.
Okay. Cool. Oh no, too much. Whoops.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Okay.
'Cause the sky isn't perfect, so
This guy.
get it nice and dark. More. So dark, so dark. Now, grab a little of that light blue. Don't even clean your brush off. Just grab a little of that
Really?
light
Okay.
blue. Go in here.
I was scared that it would like start to ruin the color though, or
Thing is, like, we see blue. Like, everything is sort of cast in blue because our sky is blue. Like on a sunny day, everything is a little bit cast in blue. So even though we see like green grass and like, you know, green tree, brown branches or something like that, even though we see that, whatever light is happening during the day, we're seeing that cast on it. Really, like I feel like our eyes correct for. We know that tree is green, so like we're seeing pure green, but really
Right.
you're seeing the sun hit it a certain way, and it's actually like giving off this like yellow.
Right. Okay.
So
That makes sense.
colors mix. All right, now see how you have this kind of line.
Yeah.
If you clean off your brush a lot in the dirty water first, and just like wipe it off, and What you can do is kind of like blend this line a little more. You can go across, not.
But not like the other, because
Yeah.
there's a okay,
fine.
hold on, got it. There's a cool,
I'm actually gonna say that's.
or was it the?
Let's let it dry a little
Okay,
bit first.
cool.
But that's actually nice the way that came out. This paper. I'm starting over. Yours looks so
No,
good. Yeah.
no.
Yeah, because I did too much wet. That's fine. We don't have to be precious about the painting because I can redo that
For sure.
quickly.
Okay. Cool. And then would you just let it like dry first?
We gotta let it
Or-
dry for
okay.
a bit first. And then we can start adding.
Oh wait,
like,
the tape.
a bit of detail. No, it's fine. I have it.
Oh,
I
okay.
have it over here. Tape's not necessary, but what's actually really satisfying is when you peel that off, you're gonna have this nice white frame around your painting. So, it'll look pretty good. It looks so saturated on the camera versus
Yeah.
like what it looks like in real life.
Wow.
All right, so then. For me. Frame. I guess that was gonna dry fine. It was just a little bit too much paint. I haven't been paying attention to chat too much.
Oh yes. Okay. Sorry, for a second I was like, ooh. Oh wow, lots of stuff came in. Hi everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Greetings.
Hopefully people will let me know if I missed a dono or something.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just double check. Let me see. Oh, some people have done some watercoloring too. Just now, you remember you asked for
nice.
watercolor. Oh, Joshua says it's really difficult, and his wife has been taking classes. That's
Nice.
cool. Nice.
I learned a bit on like some Skillshare classes. There are some amazing YouTube creators that do really good lessons.
Well, and some people are like, have been with us all night, and some people took naps. Yes, please take naps too. Anonymous, thank you for your donation. $20. $20.
$20.
Thank you, Anonymous.
$20 donation.
Anonymous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what the voice is about?
I think the ooh, this is
It's like a
ooh.
low voice,
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Anonymous. Thank you. If you would like to make yourself known, we would love to thank you. But if you don't want to, that is also okay.
Make yourself known, coward.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. Oh, I made it anonymous. Thank you, Stybander.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Oh, and then Nefertiti mentioned that she cooks a lot outside of
Cooks?
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
As her hobby. Yay.
That's great.
Wow.
I cannot recommend enough an outside
That's awesome.
of music hobby.
Yay. Yeah, it's good to have like another thing. Like for me, it's like reading. I love reading. I just finished reading like a really good Stephen Hawking book.
Even Hawking book.
Yeah.
So what's the vibe?
It was good. It was in a nutshell, the book was like short answers, brief answers to like big questions of the universe. So things like the end of time and stuff like that.
So what
talks
did you
about
learn
that.
about the end time? Is it near?
Might not necessarily be, but he talks also a lot about other things. I think my favorite chapter, there were several chapters in the book. My favorite chapter from that was about like the Big Bang and like the creation of the universe and how we can measure time as either, starting from the Big Bang. And there's a lot of debate between like, religion and other, kind of interpretations of how the world came into place. So yeah, I liked it. It also made me inspired to rewatch Theory of Everything. I don't know if anyone watched that movie, but Eddie Redmayne played Stephen Hawking
So
before he passed away, so that was fun.
what's so exciting about this Theory of Everything movie?
I liked it.
Well, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Tell it to me. Why would I?
I don't feel like I need it's
No,
my
you don't
job
need
to
to.
convince you.
But
Sorry.
I think that if you like it, maybe
Yeah.
I might like it. But what I see, I'm like, I don't know. Is this interesting? What's interesting about it is what I'm wondering.
I really enjoyed like the acting in it. I mean, for me, I've always been very interested in the broader sort of philosophical / metaphysical and other kinds of questions about life, like bigger thinking and so on. And I think that Stephen Hawking's work addresses that very nicely. So I do quite like what he does. And in terms of the movie itself, though, back to Theory of Everything. So I liked it because of my, first of all, general interest in Stephen Hawking. And I like Eddie Redmayne as an actor quite a bit. So I thought he did really well. For example, I really like, sorry, this like is, I know it's maybe a slightly unpopular opinion,
Lame as
but
Rob.
I liked him there. So yeah, I like Eddie Redmayne. I also really liked him in the Fantastic Beasts series as Newt Scamander. So that's why, yeah, see that those are like opinions that I take pride in, but I understand that people may shun me for, and it's okay. I don't mind. I just like Eddie Redmayne.
Hey, you do you.
I like a singing
Did
voice.
you ever have a
It's nice.
Tumblr?
No.
No, never?
Tumblr as in the blog, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I was about to say Tumblr as in the cup. I have
No.
many. I have many
But
Tumblrs.
you've never had a Tumblr.
So I have one for dolltr stuff, but I don't really like.
Because
Use it.
I feel like Eddie Redmayne stands Tumblr's their thing. That's what I feel like.
Oh, I see. No, I'm actually not really like a stan of anyone,
Oh.
but I just like Eddie Redmayne. I think he's cool. I liked Les Miserables and Hugh
How
Jackman.
Let's talk about the recording process for Les Miserables, because I think that that's fascinating.
Yeah, that was really cool.
For anybody who doesn't know, this is a musical movie that instead of doing it like a normal musical movie where they go into a recording studio, they record all the songs with the actors or the singers, and then they go shoot the movie and they lip sync it like they would shoot a normal music video. They shot these scenes on set with live audio. So they shot the scenes, the actors sang, and the take.
It was great. Yeah,
That's what it was.
I thought it was nice.
It's a noble approach. Like that's a very authentic approach. But what I find is if you go back and listen to that soundtrack, it sounds like they recorded it like live in the, like it doesn't sound as good as a soundtrack
I
could
see.
sound. You know what I mean? Because of that.
Understood. Well, maybe perhaps then it could have been in good form for them to do the show as it was, but then another
Like a separate
Sep-
soundtrack
separate
recording.
soundtrack?
I think they should have done that.
Because that's
yeah.
actually, I mean, that's mostly the Broadway and you know musical theater paradigm anyway, right? They sing live every day, obviously, to the audience, but when they record their soundtracks, like we get a lot of those coming through in the New York location of the college that I teach at, which is like the Power Station Studios, where a lot of people who are doing the Broadway cast recording will come in and they do it. And they still do their shows every night, but like of course the cast recording is properly done in a studio, multiple
Right.
takes, stuff like that. So
You can grab a little bit of wet your brush
Okay.
a bit.
a bit or a lot?
Yeah,
Okay, just
so
a bit,
you
right?
can
Okay.
use your
Cool.
napkin to like kind of
Okay.
take some moisture off.
Cool.
And I would say grab a little bit of one of these blues and try to like.
Try to blend that.
You're not like
a bit
filling a
more.
shape. You're more like you want to just kind of use your brush to do these like strokes rather than like filling in a
Oh
shape.
dear, that's not
Do it like here.
like here.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, that's good.
And now that I did that here, I should probably.
Don't worry because we're gonna put trees and that's gonna get covered
okay,
up.
cool. Thanks. Okay, so I'll just
So
do a
see
hint
that
of-
like this edge right here? What we're trying to do is just
Yeah.
do a better blend and get rid of
For
a
sure.
little bit of that white.
Okay,
Here you go. Now,
I'm just like.
if you're doing a sky, you kind of want to do like wispy, like horizontal directions. You don't want to do like down or anything.
Got it,
but, like,
okay.
What you just did is fine, and less is more. So what you just did is fine. See how there's this little straight edge?
Yeah.
Just the one thing that I would do to get rid of that is you can still take your brush and like smooth it
Just
a little
like,
bit,
okay.
like just very gently smooth it. And you see how you did like one long stroke like that?
Yeah.
Like
So
nature
don't-
is not like
okay.
one long stroke. It's like little.
Got it.
You
Okay.
can follow
cool.
along the line, but just like lift your brush in
So it's
between.
very much like impressionist acrylic.
Because that's the sky. You look at the sky. It's
Right,
not like
okay.
designed
Cool.
It's
Because I
like
remember this from like when I
natural
used to
formations and stuff.
do that. So
Right. And what I find is like in some of the
Cool.
paintings that I've done, like to look realistic, it doesn't have to look realistic. It just has to like
Mm.
give the impression of
Right.
like some realism.
yeah, I would actually love to see like if you have more examples of this. 'Cause, textually.
I don't think I have a good sky impression.
That
This
looks
one.
cool.
This is a fun one. I mean, so the thing is, like, instead of doing the wet on wet technique that we just did with wetting the paper, this is like just done with like wet paint, and then you leave these gaps of white, and now you see it as clouds, right?
Ah,
So
I see.
that's more
Okay.
just like me laying my
So
brush
this wasn't actually paint.
down blue. Yeah, no, it
it
was
was just-
paint. But remember how we wet the paper first to
Yeah.
make our sky? That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is just like having a super wet brush with a lot of paint and just going right on the paper with paint, on dry paper with paint, and doing these shapes. And when you do these shapes, suddenly the parts you didn't hit with paint become clouds.
Understood. Okay.
And when you do that kind of random enough, it seems sort of natural. The problem is I've been working in too many notebooks this year. This is like a potential merch design.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. It should be a merch design.
Yeah.
Nice.
Soon. This is another example. Like, see how it's just like this motion with the brush, like across, and it comes across as clouds. A little bit. My mister.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. Thank you for the examples. That's useful.
Good one. Because like learning like skies and gradients like that is kind of, it's like can be one of the first things that you learn.
Oh, thanks for the kind words, everyone. People say, nice work so far. I've never done this before, so I don't know how things are going. But we will see.
This is
Thank you,
probably
TAETRO.
one of my best gradients.
Oh,
like
that's
see how it
nice.
goes from
Yeah.
very dark to light?
That's so nice. In both of the...
Yes, and that's
Those are so
very
nice.
kind of hard.
It looks
to
beautiful also on...
Oh, that does look good on camera. Yeah. This kind of cloud, like see how these clouds are like they match like this maroon tone.
Yeah.
That doesn't really like make sense, but that could be the case, and it looks good like in the composition.
Okay.
Like clouds aren't really that color, but like if the sky is that color, your eye's gonna be like that cloud is white, but if it's a red sunset, it's actually casting like red onto it. If I have other examples. Probably no other good examples. Ugh, like I said, too many notebooks.
Super
I like
cool,
love
though.
to buy new notebooks, but I'm also like,
Yay.
all right, let me finish a notebook. Okay, so for a tree, what we can do is mix some black in with this blue. So if we do like pure black is just like very aggressive. Like it'll stand out too bold against against your sky, and it will look out of place. So I'm gonna mix a ton of black in here. Actually, that white we put in is working against me. We can get it. I might even just supplement it with some brown. You do not have to be precious about, well, you can be smart with your mixing, but like the one thing I learned is like you don't have to like, keep this color separate from this color. Like you can always wash, like see how that white has a bunch of blue in it?
Yeah.
I could always wash that off if I wanted to.
Got it.
Just gonna keep darkening this. I could have mixed it separate.
Yeah. Do you find
Thing.
that white and black are common though? Because I noticed that both of them are quite, I suppose depleted is the word, but I don't know.
Well, it's probably a little bit because I'm an amateur painter, but but yeah, if you want to darken any color, add a
Right.
little bit of black. But I think a lot of probably more advanced painters might say maybe add brown, a darker brown
Right.
instead.
Okay.
And then there's also like, see how like I just did this a bit faster, so my colors are much lighter than yours. Like that's a tool. So if we wanted to do like lighter yellow, this is a dark yellow than this. You can do it not by mixing colors. You can do it by the amount
Just
of paint
like,
you put on
okay,
the paper.
cool. Great.
All right, so I'm gonna show you how to do a tree. And like,
Oh dear.
if you look at the example, there's trees like different heights. There's like your tallest tree. There's like your second tallest tree. There's trees in between that are all like mushed together. There's like background trees. There's foreground trees.
Yeah.
So the more paint we put on our brush, same concept, the darker your tree will be. But since we're painting back to front, you can not care that much about how much paint is on your brush. Just maybe, I'm gonna just mess with the amount of water and amount of paint for a second. Like this is fine. I'm not gonna load my brush up with too much paint, and I'm gonna paint like the tallest tree. So what I'm gonna do is pick the top point, use the very tip of my brush. Just first, I'm gonna draw a straight line down. And what's easy to do is like lean on your brush so it gets thicker as you go down. You don't really want to do that. You can just keep a nice thin line on your way down. Then we basically are gonna create V's on either side of the tree like this. Kind of, basically like that. I'm just using the very edge of the brush.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And it's kind of easy to do it back and forth like this a little bit. Or like that.
I'm noticing like in here, right? You can actually see, you know, even in this instance of this tree, that there's a darker tree in
that's
front
in
than the back tree, right? So
that goes into not just putting too much. This is going to dry much lighter than it actually is right now.
Got it.
So as
Okay,
it starts to dry, you're going to see it pretty light.
Okay.
But even if it dried this dark, I could still make a color darker than this. But it's going to dry lighter. You see what I'm doing? It's not exactly like the example. And then as we go down, the tree gets wider, right?
Yeah.
Use that point of your brush to be that point of the leaves.
Got it. Okay.
And then go back and add the thinner parts at the top. Chat, how's it going? I've neglected you.
Sorry, I just saw this. They are suggesting that you wear a Bob Ross wig.
Yeah. An afro
I
wig.
agree. I think that's great. Oh, Frank says another book you would like is This Is What It Sounds Like by Susan Rogers. Yeah, for sure. Dr. Rogers was my psychoacoustics professor, so she does awesome work. She was Prince's engineer when he was alive.
Oh, I think I heard an interview with her on a podcast.
She's presented at Loop before, so.
Oh, so she's done the rounds.
She's a friend of Ableton and oh dear. I think that's too light, right? I think.
Yeah,
that's
you can.
Yeah.
Be not afraid.
Okay. Yeah, she's great. Like, wonderful human being. She is I think she just retired this year, in this semester, and she used to be in the music production and engineering department at the college where I teach.
Prince's engineer.
Yeah.
I was listening to some podcast where they're talking about like how prolific Prince was, getting in the studios, like, okay, boom, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Multi-instrumentalist.
Right. And I think it was her in the interview I was listening to.
Yeah.
Talking about that process.
Yeah, but she's a PhD in psychoacoustics also. So
Wow.
She's amazing, from McGill. Shout out to Canada.
Now, one thing that I kind of deviated from, see how there's lots of space? We can see
Space,
lots
yeah.
of sky. So you can take that
Okay.
into account with yours.
Cool.
But if it doesn't work out for this tree, you can always do it for the next tree.
Okay, cool. Now, I noticed that I may have messed this up, in which case it's fine. But this is much wetter than that.
Yeah,
Should I
you
just
can
paint
go a bit
more?
drier.
Okay.
Paint more? Probably not, but you can
No,
dry
but
your
dry it,
brush. Like
okay.
if you have paint on your brush, you can still dry it on your
Cool. Understood.
napkin. Sun's going down in Europe. Hello from the other side, friends. Bobby Limes. Bobby Limes, how's that hangover treating you?
Oh, hangover? Someone's hungover?
Bobby Limes was
Oh, no.
hungover, having a party kind of night.
Oh.
I think we've seen Bobby Limes through the motions throughout the course of our stream.
Cool.
It's daytime now.
Oh, yay! So I guess the name of the stream title worked out.
The sun is rising the whole day, if you think about it.
That's true. I thought it was going from
The
the
whole
east to
first
the
half of
west.
the day.
Yeah.
You see the difference between those two trees?
Yeah.
So like this is like more.
Which one do you like better?
I think I like this one better.
You're right. It does dry lighter than
Yeah.
it initially goes down. So okay.
You can also think about like size and perspective too. Like if I want to do a tree, I shouldn't do a tree behind these trees because I should be working back to front. But I can if I want. Okay, I can put a tree back here. I'm so out of practice, so it feels good to just be like doing a simple.
No, this is great.
Bobby line's much better now. Good to know. Much better now. And as you're going, I've noticed you're continuing the V shape. Eventually, you're going to want to level that off so it starts to go like completely horizontal.
Cool. Hail Nomad says, I think dolltr has done this before. I wish I had Hail Nomad. I have not. But I was telling TAETRO that I did used to do like more like acrylic and oil stuff, but certainly not watercolor. So my hand, even though it might not look like it visibly, is shaking. I'm like, oh my god. But thank you for thinking that maybe I could do this. I have no idea. This is fun though. It's cool to like be a beginner at something, you know.
I'm telling you, it's
fun.
One of the best feelings, and it sounds so strange to be a amateur at something.
No, it's true. I feel the same way when like learning a new language, for example, or trying to learn a new language, not necessarily learning the.
And the thing that I like about being somebody who like teaches, and especially someone that teaches online, is when I find a good painting teacher online that does great videos, you can identify it so fast. You're like, this person thought about how they paste this and thought about like what they're talking about, like introducing it in a cohesive way.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with languages too, because me and Joe's, obviously like basically fluent in Korean.
Hi, Joe.
But like he was obviously helping me like learn some Korean, learn to read and all that.
Right.
And there are some teachers, some like content creators / teachers that are like very extensive and like, but some of the lessons are just like, why would we? Okay, so one of the teachers, there's this very funny tutorial. Otherwise, the tutorials are good. But there was this one teacher that did a lesson on, basic phrases, and one of the phrases was I'm sorry, like how to say I'm sorry in Korean. But she starts the lesson with this whole explanation of why you would need to say I'm sorry to somebody, and it's like, we're learning the language, we're not learning like how to exist in society. Like we know why we would need to say sorry. It's like this full explanation of why you might need to say I'm sorry. So that was odd. And then there's another one that we follow that she's really nice, and I learned like vocab from her. I learned like some basic grammar stuff, but she'll like basically just do beginner content over and over again, or like or just vocabulary for her audience. And it's like, that's not helpful unless you actually like learn how to form sentences and stuff.
You make them overlap?
They can definitely overlap. See how these overlap? Trees overlap.
Oh, yes. Okay.
They overlap with ones behind them, ones below them. You can even see as mine gets lower, they're like all starting to sort of blend together. And then like varying in the heights too, I think helps with the realism.
Okay. I'm so nervous about the second one. Okay, let's. Maybe. Okay.
Learning a language unlocks another part of my brain. So fascinating. Girlfriend is a linguist. Wow.
Yeah.
That's Bobby Lime's chat. I have been sitting on my leg, and now my leg is numb. I love how dolltr is turning out. Haha. Yeah, how about me?
Oh, thanks, but like, oh my god, I don't like how it's turning out right now. So, thank you, for the faith that I do not have. But you're getting all the nice texture. So when
literally just like the top corner of the brush. Like it's a lighter touch, and it's just like this motion of just like kind of dotting it almost. It's like you don't have to be precious about it.
I'll try not to be.
Oh, did we read that donation a while ago? Anonymous, dono alert.
20?
How
Yeah,
I
did
miss that?
Amelia? No, we did that. Yeah,
Oh, we
yeah,
did that. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that chat is behind. This
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
is not. Okay. Phew. I hope you're all enjoying the 24-hour stream. I do feel like the hardest part is behind us. I don't know how you feel.
I don't know.
I felt like the movie was the hardest part. I was like almost pretty much dozing off during it.
Right.
You were definitely dozing off.
I was
during
definitely
it.
dozing off, yeah. But like I said, weirdly enough, right? Like I still know.
You still know what's
I
happening.
still know what's happening. So I don't know what that was. Maybe it was like such a 1959 movie that it was like still understandable.
Well, it's not particularly well like organized.
Choreographed, yeah.
Yeah.
Or directed. Well, I guess it kind of was directed for something, for that time, perhaps.
I just think like certain stuff, it's when I watch some old stuff, I'm like, okay, did we just very much progress with how to communicate as humans like in the past 50 years? Or like because when people were making a movie, like, the whole thing of like it had to be a thing that people started writing theater and movies where people like interrupted each other or talked over each other, because previously it was like stage play. You say your line, I say my line.
Yeah.
But that's not how real conversation is. So I just think about that. Somebody had to have that epiphany and be like, oh, that's not how real conversations are. So let's depict it like a real conversation.
Right.
I just think about that moment. It's like interesting. That means nobody had thought that before? Nobody had considered that before? I don't know. So
I think this is me tapping into like years ago brain of information. Prior to going to music for college, my first
prior to going to music for college.
Sorry, college
Wanna
for
unpack
music.
that?
Prior to going to college for music, I went to college for arts and social sciences. And one of the things that I did was theater studies and dramatic arts, amongst other like odd liberal arts things like political science. But if you think about the origins of theater, for example, like Greek choruses and stuff, or Greek, performances, a part of the reason why sometimes they wouldn't necessarily have overlaps is they would have a role of a person, the narrator or the chorus or an ensemble of people kind of like shedding light on the situation, and they would be
exposition.
Yeah, like the exposition thing. So I think from what I remember, and someone please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, like if you're a drama historian or if you know more, please jump in. But from what I remember, I think that was a part of why they would have like a lot of dialogue separate, because in theory the narrator or the chorus wouldn't actually be telling things like over at the same time, right? They would just be providing context. I think that's a contributor to why that was a little bit separate. And the same thing kind of extends even through, let's say, Shakespeare's work, right? Because you have, for example, the opening for Romeo and Juliet. It's like, Fair Verona, where we lay our scene, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. But yeah. People interacting people. It is a problem, though, for stuff like ADR. Like in films, like if you have to replace dialogue.
Yes.
It's like...
It's a problem for me shooting tutorials. If I have to say a line that comes directly after another line, but say I have to say the second half again. If I'm in this room and there's like a little bit of reverb, right?
Yeah.
If I didn't say that first line, but I do a take of the second line, that slight echo from the first line isn't in the second take.
Yeah.
So it sounds unnatural.
For sure.
Putting those two halves together.
So actually on that note, right, here's maybe like a vocal recording thing that actually someone I think may have potentially asked me about just now, because I vaguely remember seeing it in the chat, but I don't think I actually addressed it, which is like vocal recording and like taking multiple takes and stuff. Usually even if I need to re-record like a single line, and you've done this too in like your streams with vocalists, like don't just record that line.
We gotta go into it.
But record like the line before, the line after, potentially like the word before or after, so that it's not just like I went to the store, and then if you want to
Yes.
replace store, you don't just sing store, but you have to do I went to the store. And if anyone knows where that melody is from, let me know,
The same.
because I know where it is from. But anyway, sorry. Go.
The same.
It's a classical piece. Anyway.
I got. It's hard with the technology now. The same podcast that kind of rags on the peace and love thing, Ringo Starr thing.
Yeah.
They also do Disney Plus or Disney in general.
Ooh.
They release these like trailers for their stuff, and like it'll be like a 1-minute stinger or like a 30-minute stinger with like an actor talking about how they're gonna be in this Marvel thing.
Yeah.
What these producers or like editors are doing though is they're like literally taking single words out of what actors are saying and like forming new sentences in the worst way possible, like in the most obvious, craziest ways possible. I'll play you some later.
Yeah,
when
I will love more context for this because
yeah.
I'm a Disney fan, as you know.
Yes, there are some really great ones listening to them, and it's like, can't believe that they, and it's not just Disney. There's some other ones, other like film production studios as well. It's so funny. Like every word was from a different sentence. It's like in some of them it's like, geez. Yo, I'm here. If you know the person's name in chat, don't abbreviate their name. Don't be weird. You're gonna be in timeout for a bit. Try again. Come back in.
Oh, who? Or like, oh, you suck. Anyway. Yeah, it's dolltr. Like, that's, if anything, that's like the name. It's also in all lowercase letters with the exclamation point, which is important for one of our segments later on as a hint for people.
The people
So
paying
dolltr,
attention.
please. Also because like I don't know you, you don't know me.
Right.
Don't be weird about parasocial relationships, right? We can have a respectful environment about this. Okay, sorry. I know this is your stream, so it's anyway.
It's your stream as well. Trees are coming along nicely. Thank you, 77 Social. Remember about the V?
Yeah,
You want to
I know. I messed
maybe
it up.
by the midpoint get to like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
horizontal lines.
People ever call you Tay?
Occasionally. But I think it's different with your name
Yeah.
because very different because there's very different connotations to like calling a woman doll
Yeah.
than there are
I
to just
agree.
like calling somebody
It's funny
Nick
because-
versus Nicholas, like
yeah.
Tay versus Tejo. That's like almost
It's funny
the same
because
thing.
someone asked me this question and I was like, so then just pick they were like, so then you shouldn't have picked dolltr as a name. No, screw you. It's my artist name.
No,
Like, who are you to tell
dumbass.
me not to choose that name, right? And it's funny because I don't think they thought I would respond that way, so they were kind of shocked. But anyway, just because someone looks very nice or appears to be very, whatever you think of as demure, quote unquote, doesn't mean that they will not stand up for themselves. Anyways, I don't even think that person's here, so I'm preaching to the choir potentially at this point. But yeah,
They said that on this stream?
not
You
on
shouldn't
this
have
stream.
picked that name?
No, not on
Oh,
this stream.
okay.
It's like a different thing. I think it was at the stream of one of the schools that I used to work for. So I wish I had called that out in person,
Right.
but I don't think I did. But now I know, so.
Joe is putting the copy pasta in chat. Let's go, Nick. By the way, Nick is Teatro. I can use his first name because we are tight like that. Yeah, I know music producers, but it's not like a big deal to me. LOL.
It's funny.
I do.
Yeah, 77. So we do miss Joe. Sorry, I interrupted you.
What I was gonna
Yes.
say is, and some people maybe even in this chat have done this, and I'm not like mad about it. I don't think less of anybody about it. But my artist name is Teatro. Like my online presence name is Teatro. Like with my friends, my real name is Nick. Yes, we all know this, right? But I never present myself as Nick here on this channel. People like my friends and family don't really even like Joe will call me Teatro, like especially in this context. You call me Teatro in this context. So I do think it's odd when people call me Nick on
In the context of the
stream.
artist project,
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. 100%.
The vibes that it gives is like you want everybody to kind of know that you know my real name. That's the vibes that it gives.
Yeah, and I think it's also different for artists who or just public figures who explicitly choose to use their real name. I think it's different for that because let's say, for example, what's a good example? I guess Sanjay, right? In a way, yeah.
That's his name.
Because that is his real name.
Yeah.
But for those of us who don't, it's a bit of a different case.
Even when I hang out with Sanjay and Darty, like
they call you TAETRO.
I would say they call me TAETRO most of the time, and it's not because we're not like personally connected as friends. It's just because like I don't know, you know somebody originally from online, and that's like the first name you learn of theirs.
Yeah. I mean, very frankly, like I've mentioned this to you before, and also a number of other folks, but at least for me, I very consciously keep Claire, my work professionally that I do, very separate from dolltr, which I also try to explain to my students, because sometimes when students come in for class and stuff, especially if they don't really know me that well, they'll be like, oh, you're dolltr, I'm so excited to have you as my teacher and stuff. And they see me as not necessarily their teacher. Yeah. So that's a line that I have to draw, and it's for some people it's a little harder to understand because they get excited, which is fine. Yeah. Like I'm very grateful that they're excited about being able to work with me, because I'm excited to work with them and to be able to help them out. But I think that's an important distinction to make. So I always tell them, like, dolltr will probably not give you an F, but I will, which I just did a couple hours ago. Boom. For some midterms. So yeah, and then after that, sometimes I'll be like, but you're always so nice to me, and then you still give me an F. I'm like, it doesn't
be nice and still grade appropriately.
Of course, yeah.
It is like calling Lady Gaga by her real name. Like
Stephanie.
That's a good point. Like, hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Steph.
if you saw Lady Gaga in real life and you were like, hey, Stephanie, she would probably be confused because she'd be like, oh, I must know this person somehow.
Yeah.
The painting is going great. I've added about twice as many trees as you.
I think.
And of course, I'll give some leeway for experience, but it also does come down to how much time you're spending is connected to how your trees look.
For sure.
So you should just try a couple, because here's the thing: if it's front to back, notice how I'm putting trees in front.
Yeah.
If I wanted to like even get rid of this, I could paint right over it. So you don't have to be precious. So I think like in this space, you should experiment with like maybe a medium to tall tree that is just like kind of very faint and like very like just dotted kind of situation.
Sure. In that case, I should probably.
And I'm not even doing the line for some of these. Some of these I'll do a line a little at a time, just to make sure I'm keeping straight.
Okay, cool, got it. And I noticed that in this case, your brush is actually like quite wet, right? Rather than, would you say,
not that
or
wet.
Okay.
The paint is kind of thin on it.
The paint is thin. Yes.
Light.
Sorry. Yes.
This is a very light tree, but notice how these trees in front are very, very
dark. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Understood.
Unless you're Tony Bennett, yeah.
Like if you choose to use your real name as your.
So this story with Tony Bennett, you know about like this? What's up with him and like Lady Gaga? He's like he has either Alzheimer's or dementia.
He does, yeah.
So he like can't remember people.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But he gets on stage and can perform fine. And then there's that moment where like he just remembers her, like after not remembering her name ever, and she comes on stage and he's like Lady Gaga, and it's like the first time he said her name forever. That's like great. That's insane to me.
It's crazy. There are some wonderful stories though about like what art in general can do for folks who have dementia, Alzheimer's. Yeah. Cool. I think, and the reason I say art is because I remember seeing a video, and I think I cried the first time I saw it, about this like old retired ballet dancer who had Alzheimer's. I think she was like in her 90s or something, or 80s or 90s possibly. But she basically had Alzheimer's. But the moment they put on like a Tchaikovsky ballet, she remembered the moves, and
Crazy.
it's amazing. So
It's like a different part of your
yeah,
brain.
it's crazy. I'm trying to go a bit like.
You're doing this, like
I
keeping your brush on the
know.
paper. You gotta lift it.
Okay, cool.
You gotta dots. Just
Lift.
think dots. Point like triangle dots, because the shape of your brush is a triangle. So
Okay.
you're doing triangle dots.
I think because like I'm scared to. I'm just. No, wrong way. like,
Like you're holding a pencil.
yes.
Just this part of the brush. Not. Follow the shape of the tree, but see, we're gonna use like a little leaf.
Yeah. Cool. And also, I didn't do what you mentioned to do, which is don't do the whole
Yeah.
line. But
You can still do the whole line.
sorry, I
But notice
forgot.
how we
I
can
totally
still
forgot.
See the whole line?
Yeah.
So that's because you're losing paint as you go down the thing. So all you want to do is like make sure that
Understood.
you
Okay.
keep to match that
Cool.
darkness is like add paint to the brush. I don't really know how to do birds, but I'm gonna try one just because I need a bit of a challenge. This tree is just floating. But what I wanted to with painting, eventually my goal, and I've kind of started this like that floating island one.
Yeah.
So
That was nice.
that is like an original concept, but it combines all these like basic things that I learned. Okay, how to do an ocean, how to do a sky, how to do a house, how to do a tree, how to kind of do like a hill or a mountain that has
Right.
like dirt. So if you combine all those, I was like, okay, I can make a floating thing over the ocean with a house and a tree, and I can take
Right.
the tree from this and the house from this and put it all into an original
Yeah.
concept. So from there, it becomes fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you get enough things under your belt. Like I've painted like
Right.
100 trees by now. I can paint trees, but
Yeah.
like, what can I combine it with? You know,
I feel like it's almost quite parallel to music production in that case.
super like similar. To me, it kind of helps work out some music production things because you can make relations to the to the two things. Like, oh, I learned this concept in painting and it's very similar to this, or
Right.
whatever it may be.
Have you ever done an instance of a painting where it's like soaked through? Because I feel like every time I get so anxious looking at
That it's gonna go on the table or
that.
something?
Yeah.
It's not gonna go on the table.
Or that it'll, I don't know, not melt the paper, but dissolve.
No, because this paper is made. This paper is watercolor paper.
Okay.
So like you would have to, like, even though this paper got super wet and super warped as I was painting on it, this gradient actually looks pretty good when it dried. Like this actually, some of these splotches up here, but this is a pretty convincing sky here.
Cool.
So if I had just been more patient and waited for it to dry and just dealt with the fact that the paper was curling, it's fine. And I could have just taped it down a bit better. So like washi tape is fine, but usually what you can do is like clip, like if I'm working in
Oh, I
this
see.
notebook, I
Okay.
can clip it down. So you're not going to destroy it. You would have to
Okay.
spill water on the paper to,
Okay, cool. Good to
because
know.
the whole
Thank
wet
you.
on wet technique is like you get your paper wet and then you add wet paint to it. Like that is a main technique of watercolor, and like So you have to be able to do that. There's like certain kinds of paper and stuff, and actually every kind of paper can be different. There's like cold press and hot press, and this notebook
Wow.
might have a slightly different quality than this notebook, and it's like really you have to learn each notebook if you're not used to working in a certain kind of notebook.
Right.
People want to know who your nail tech is, Teatro.
Ooh.
Girl, I do my nails myself.
Oh.
I'm my nail tech.
Nice.
However, my
That's awesome.
girlfriend just introduced me to this whole like press-on situation. Not press-on. What is
Oh,
it like?
the UV
It's like a
light?
sticker. Yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
a light.
Sorry, as you can see, I do not have any knowledge at all about this.
Oh.
Sorry. Serial pianist / push player. So like, I always like keep them like super short.
But I bite my nails, and you still paint them if you wanted to.
That's true. Yeah.
But these they're cool designs. That's what I like about
Yeah.
it. This I'm just like dicking around. I do black, and then I do like streaks of white.
It's cool though.
I guess it looks kind of cool. It's just kind of like it's actually like I was like,
feel
oh,
like
I
it's
could
very
do this
you
from.
know?
I
Yeah.
learned like brush strokes with watercolor
Oh,
painting.
cool,
So then I
nice.
was like, let me just try like a brush stroke on that, and I guess it
looks
looks kind of
cool.
cool. Yeah, but if you look up close, it looks a little raggedy. But anyway,
Be your own nail tech.
the
Like-
the sticker ones look cool because you can get like advanced designs that like look really professional. You don't have to worry about like painting it well. My nail tech knows how to keep a little secret. What does it mean? What are you trying to say? I hope everybody's having a good time. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us on this 24-hour live stream. Oh, it's a Jack Harlow line.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about Jack Harlow. I almost started a conversation, but I didn't even want to. Now, what I will
Wow.
say is look at the example painting, especially if you look at it in the monitor, and our paintings. One thing we could have done better, and this goes back to the black thing, the trees shouldn't have just been black. They should have really been like closer to a color that's in the sky. You notice these are like purpley blue, and they basically match some of the darkest there. They have shades of that in there. So to make it like a little more
Understood.
realistic or a little more, I guess, professional looking, you could say, doing that would have helped. But the black and orange is kind of fall vibes.
I want to darken this one a bit because I know that there's a difference in. So on average, how long would you say it, takes you to, let's say, if you're not on a stream, like do something like this, maybe like a postcard size type of watercolor?
I could take a couple. It depends if I asked to have a sketch first.
Oh yes, because just now you mentioned the pencil thing, right? So how would that usually work if you did do a sketch?
Well, usually I'll draw in pencil first. Like this is actually one that I haven't finished yet. I'll draw in pencil first. I have like a photograph to match that to. And then maybe I'll go, once the pencil drawing is done, I'll go over it with pen.
Oh, with pen? Like,
Yes.
as in like, oh, okay.
Like this. So that was a pencil drawing that I went over with pen. And then paint on top of this.
Cool.
And then you can also add pen on top of the paint later too. Like say as I start painting over this, the black lines will probably get a bit dull, so I can go over them again in the places that I want them to be less dull. But the rooftops and stuff in Korea are like great because all these like lines and stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
with,
love like
the
that
electrical
detail.
and clotheslines, yeah, and stuff like that.
Yeah. and it is better for me to break up those processes because like I'm not like any kind of trained artist or anything. So like even learning like perspective and shapes and all this crap has been such a learning curve. So like separating it and doing the pencil drawing in one sitting and then coming back to it later and doing the painting. Because if I do the pencil drawing, the painting in one sitting and it's complex, I'm going to lose patience by the time I get to the painting and I'm going to fuck it up.
Got it. That's cool. And you've been doing this for like a couple years now, right? For
just maybe a year and a half.
A year? Nice.
Like July, not this past July, but the July before.
Ooh.
But watercolor is how I created the skins for the custom MIDI controllers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the custom MIDI controllers. Which there are 2 more left of.
Yes, they're on off,
so,
and they end at 1 p.m.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome.
While you're picking those trees.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh, and then when you come back, we can do the second segment of dolltr brings TAETRO items from around the world.
It rolls right off the tongue.
I know. Well, that's actually probably something different from what I said before, but that's okay.
What did I do with the tea is the question.
What did you do with it?
Where?
Did we... oh. Yay! Fruit tea. Cool. I'm gonna try to make it like this a little better.
So basically, you're gonna want all. See how that all that orange is poking out? All to be black because the trees are all densest. Down
Cool.
Here, there's not gonna be any.
Would you usually do that with more trees or?
You can put a tree in front. So if you want to get a.
Okay.
More black.
Okay, cool. Let's try that out. I know, I'm trying. I'm really trying. I really, really am. Yay! Cool. Let's see. Hi everyone. Okay, now that our teacher's gone, I can show you how stressed I truly am. But that's okay. This is fun. I like learning new things. It's cool. Yeah, welcome back, folks who just joined back in. We are in our... Oh, wow. We're now in our number... Let's see. What hour number are we in? Brain fart. 15 of the stream. So thank you for joining. We're in hour number 15. Because it's 8 a.m. right now. That's cool. Yeah. So thanks so much for being with us, everybody. It's been a nice overnight type of thing so far. Hope everybody's doing really well. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to do that thing that TAETRO was trying to show me just now, where I try to match a little bit of his, like the trees at the bottom, for example, that are filling up the gaps. And I think he also I may be wrong, but I think he did that after removing the tape, right? So maybe I'll remove mine later on, maybe, or no, because he didn't even tape his to begin with. So okay, maybe I won't, but let's see how this works. That's it though. While we are waiting, oh, thanks so much, you're on chic. Thank you. It's, yes, I still have Totoro who's gonna be here, but I put him to the side for now because I don't want to get paint on him. But okay, cool. Let's see though. So before TAETRO comes back and does and I do my second segment of dolltr brings TAETRO things from around the world. If you can let us know what your favorite, this one's fun maybe, what your favorite snack is. It could either be something that's, local to your country or your city. We'd love to hear from you, or I would love to hear from you. And then we can share it with TAETRO when he gets back after making the German tea. Your favorite snack, please. What's my favorite? My favorite snack? I don't even know what my favorite snack is. Well, I do like a good bag of chips. Like those are good for me. Chocolates like Kit Kat are also like a sucker for that. Oh yes, Amelia brought up Kinder Bueno. Absolutely, I love Kinder Bueno too. I prefer the wafers as opposed to the eggs. Kinder Bueno for folks who maybe are less familiar. Bueno as a company is, I believe, actually overseen by the folks at Ferrero Rocher. So that's why the hazelnut filling that they have is quite consistent. But yeah, so there's a bit of that going. Roasted seaweed, Frank. It's a great one. Yeah, I like roasted seaweed too. They used to have some varieties, and I could also be like wrong about this, but I think they used to have some varieties that would have like spiciness built in potentially through wasabi. Like I used to really like those as a kid growing up, especially because when you're younger and you don't have like much spice tolerance, for example, it ends up being like your nose goes so crazy. And I thought the sensation was like really fun as a kid, so it was maybe a little bit weird, but yeah, that one's a good one. Let's see. Dungeon Master cheese. Yeah. Oh, cheese is so great. Do you have a favorite cheese, Dungeon Master? Or if anyone else wants to share their favorite cheese? I'm kind of like a sucker for like a good cheese stick. You know, the ones that you kind of like peel, or a string cheese, I mean. And then you just like, put that in. Oh, cheesecake. Era. That's great. Strawberry cheesecake. I like that too. That's really, really nice. Homework, etc. solutions. You're right. The Korean like chili stuff, that one's been nice. Roasted seaweed and stuff like that. Yeah, Frank, I don't know where the wasabi seaweed has gone. There used to be a brand that I used to get them from as a kid, but I don't even know if this was maybe local to the country I grew up in, which was Singapore. I spent many of my years in Singapore before moving to the States, so maybe it was this, and then now I can't even remember the name of the brand, so I have zero clue. Yeah. Let's see. Homework, etc. solutions. Yeah, the tea is red. So, two types. Oh, ramen noodles. Yeah, for the seaweed and stuff. Billboard sauce is chips. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, cheese is so good. Yeah. Oh my God, rundown. So we have people from Indonesia. Okay, so this next segment maybe is a fun one. I'm gonna give you two things. But after I'm finished trying to do this tree thing. I mixed some. So what I tried to do, right? I mixed a bit of blue in. I don't know if that will work.
What it would work? What do you mean?
For the tree, I don't know. To fill in the space, because previous ones are just black, right? So I don't know if
it will work. You will certainly be able to paint a tree. The only thing about it is it
might be a different color, right, or something.
It's gonna look a little different.
Yeah,
it's not gonna completely match.
Might have shot myself in the foot with that, but
that's fine.
Anyway.
It's a good experiment.
Do you have a favorite snack? We've been discussing favorite snacks.
Looks good, but you're still doing strokes.
Thank you.
And not lifting your brush up. Dots. You're doing polka dots. Pointed polka dots.
Bananas. Okay.
People are like saying snacks.
Yeah,
snacks.
sushi. Like sushi seaweed.
What is my favorite snack?
Shizun says, pancit from the Philippines. Pancit? Cool.
Shizun. Oh, welcome.
But yeah, the red tea. Yay.
I love the red tea. Do you put cream in your tea? Oh God.
You can if you want to.
Did. For me,
it's optional.
Doing cream in tea is a bit of an unlock because I like tea better with cream.
Yeah. Devonshire cream tea, anyone? I don't know if we have anyone from the UK. My mom loves that. Hi, Mom. Devonshire cream tea. It's very British, yeah. It was Devonshire. I don't know why I said Devonshire. I knew that was pronounced differently, but...
Devonshire?
I think so. That's actually why my mom likes New England so much, because she used to live in London, so New England reminds her of actual England. Yeah. Old England.
Green tea, matcha. Matcha's good. I'm at Starbucks. I usually get a matcha, iced matcha. Well, you are holding the brush like, not really like a pencil.
Like a pencil?
Should be at least at an angle. Like, look, you did this. Completely off the paper. Every hit. See how thick those are?
Yeah.
Using so much more than just the tip, like the tiniest tip of the paintbrush.
Okay.
Let me see if I can grab my first.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are my first sky.
That's
These are my
beautiful.
very first.
That's so nice.
No,
Man.
but this is like pretty amateur. Like not good. Even like your sky is better than these skies. Your sky is more
I
interesting.
like this one though.
So you can see
It's
my
like
strokes across like that, not in a good way. See how this is like white paint on top of blue? That's not good. I could have just left white space. Paper.
That's
Here, starting
nice.
to get the gradient.
That's awesome.
But look at these trees. Terrible. They're like all pointing down. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Look at these trees. They're terrible too. Space in between the leaves. We all start.
Yeah, we
somewhere.
do. Thank you for letting me try this out. This was fun. Now, do you think is it dry? Or okay, cool. I still get worried about the yeah. I know you mentioned I don't have to be worried about it, but okay.
Worry about it. It's like you want to paint. Like if you wanted to paint some overlapping trees with those trees that are wet still, them being wet is gonna just cause a little bit of a
Understood.
problem.
Okay.
It's gonna like kind of have them mush together.
Okay. Maybe I'll just wait first.
Yeah.
Which means we can do our other segment. I just remembered that.
Our
Had
other
a bit of a
segment.
like moment. Okay, anyway. Okay, so two things.
I'm so excited. I can't believe it's daytime again. Okay, I'm not looking.
We have two things, everybody, for TAETRO. First of all, a question. Is anyone in the chat? A question for the chat.
Why can't it be a question for me?
It could be for you too.
Okay.
Is anyone from the Netherlands?
Is anyone from the Netherlands?
Or is anyone tuning in from the Netherlands? Thanks, Homework, etc. Solutions. They mentioned that these are coming out very nicely. Thank you.
Thanks.
Is anyone in chat from the Netherlands? If you're not, that's fine. Oh, could I potentially get my charger?
Yes.
You only have enough. I just got the sign that says. Okay. I don't think anyone is from the chat, but that's fine. It's okay. Maybe someone who's watching the replay will be from the Netherlands.
This is a very fragile situation we have here with the amount of beverages on this table.
You can put it like okay.
Same. Here, pass it back. We can do this better.
I think for now I can take off the specs. Okay, that's fine.
Anyway, is anybody from the Netherlands?
No, I don't think so. No, looks like there's nobody from. Joe says looks like there's nobody from the Netherlands. So okay, I'll put my charger in and then we'll talk about the.
I think that's exactly how Joe said it too.
Okay.
Looks like there's nobody from the Netherlands. I can
Netherlands.
picture him saying it
Cool.
just
Got
like
it.
that.
Thank you. Okay, that's all right because our second surprise, apart from the German tea, for the segment called dolltr brings TAETRO things from around the world, is from the Netherlands.
Okay.
Would you like to guess what it is? Or folks in the chat can also guess. The reason why I asked for snacks is because this is quite a popular snack there. It's one of my personal favorites from when I was there. Very iconic. My dad used to buy a bunch of them when we were growing up. It's my dad's Dutch. So
Now, here's my problem. People from the Netherlands
are not called Netherlands, right? Or like
Netherlandiers.
yeah. Sorry.
Where does the word Dutch even come from?
Let's find out. Such an Ableton certified trainer thing to say. Why are people from the Netherlands called Dutch? Apparently, it's a very common.
Of course, it's a common question. It'd be like, oh, I'm from America, but I'm Pumpklish. That's my. I'm from America, but I'm a Pumpklish person.
The word Dutch comes from a Proto-Germanic word meaning of the people. It shares a root with the German word Deutsch, which has led to some confusing names.
This does not tell me why people from the Netherlands are called Dutch.
Yeah, the name Germans call Germany, for example, is Deutschland, and the people there, Deutsch. But
so that tells me why we should be calling Germans Dutch, not why we should be calling people from the Netherlands Dutch.
Okay, the use of Dutch to refer to the people of the Netherlands doesn't occur in most languages except English.
Got it. So it's strictly an English
yeah,
thing.
the Dutch themselves call them, Nederlands. Yeah,
there you
so
go.
And
I always knew I was genius.
English has thrown around the word Dutch and its various spellings for hundreds of years. One lasting legacy of the willy-nilly usage... This article says the willy-nilly usage. This is an
academic article.
Is Pennsylvania Dutch, which is the name of a branch of the German language that developed in North America. I've read about this before. But as far as naming conventions involving the Netherlands goes, English is pretty much the odd one out.
So we should stop calling them Dutch. We should call them
people from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. Okay, anyway, does that make sense? Well, I mean, another fun fact, perhaps, is that the founder of the Netherlands...
The founder of the Netherlands?
Like the supposed, like first king...
the founder of Apple, the founder
I know, right? The first king was French. Like from... William of Orange is his name in English, because he was from Orange.
Orange County?
Oranje. Oh my god. Anyway, that's why the Dutch people wear orange when we celebrate things like Koningsdag, which is King's Day, the King's birthday, and
King's
Day.
I've heard of King's Day.
Yeah. So that's a public holiday, April 30th at the moment. So
it's his birthday?
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to
King Willem Alexander.
Orange. What's his name?
Willem Alexander.
What about oranges?
The first William from centuries ago was William of Orange.
And that his birthday's April 30th?
No. So Koningsdag, or the King's Day or Queen's Day, because the previous monarch was a queen, changes when there's a new monarch. It's their birthday.
Oh, so there's a current monarch?
Yes.
King of
the
Netherlands?
The Netherlands, yeah.
Full-on monarchy? No democracy? Or is it like a Queen of England situation?
Kind of. Yeah.
All
But anyway, our first gift is from there. And maybe folks know this. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yes! Someone gets it in the chat. Please have some or two slope waffles.
Wow. So
stroop. They're called
stroop.
If you say it
stroop.
If you say it in English, it's stroop waffles.
Stroop
in
waffles.
American, yeah, stroop waffles, slope waffles.
Gotta have me some stroop waffles. Like that?
Yeah.
I think that's how Batman.
But these are great. There's two of them. Stroop waffles are these like wonderful waffles that usually I like putting them, like if you have like a nice little cup of espresso that's very hot, you can put one over and it starts to melt because it's so hot.
That's a very particular situation.
Sorry.
You have a nice cup of espresso that's very hot on a beautiful fall day when it's approximately 62 degrees or your Celsius.
But you can also I know my Celsius equivalent. What is 62 degrees in Celsius? 62 Fahrenheit.
Do I eat this like a cookie? 16. Like my hand taking bites out of this?
But there's two, so you eat one at a time. Don't eat two
but
together.
But I think you should have one and I should have one.
No, it's okay. I have many of these. I went to, in case
but
anyone...
I can't sit here and eat a snack while you're not eating a snack.
It's fine. In case anyone from the Netherlands eventually watches this, I went to Kruidvat and I got like a bunch of these before coming back here. That's how you know it's legit.
This is our breakfast.
Thank you.
Don't get crumbs everywhere. This seems like a crummy situation, but that's fine. We'll clean the desk later. Thank you.
Napkin for you. Napkin for me.
Don't worry, we can clean it.
So yes, swap waffles.
Thank you so much for bringing me the stroop waffle. Strop? Strop is closer?
I hope you like it. I don't know if you.
You're not helping me with the
I know.
pronunciation. I want to be better.
Strope.
Strope?
That's a little closer. Yeah.
Strope. Strope. Awful. Wow. It's got a little something on the inside, a little filling. Or like sticky
That's why. Yeah, it's nice. It's caramel.
caramel. Oh, this is great.
Good.
I could see this going well with a nice hot cup of espresso.
Yes, Hanson's Glasses actually made a quick note of this. A certain airline does offer these for their plane snacks.
Mmm.
I wonder which countries.
Well, Delta gives the Biscoff cookies, which hats off to Delta.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I like those. Thanks, Delta.
Trash barrel. Trash can. The trash. I think it's just the trash.
Oh yeah. Pavement garbage can. Oh, what do I say? I threw it in the. Sometimes I just say bin. Can you throw it in the bin?
Very un-American.
Sorry. I mean, I still
Don't
say.
be saying that on the 4th
I
of
also
July,
say
that's all
other
I'm
things.
saying.
I know. I also say other things like loo.
The loo.
I
Now
mean,
that's
go
a
to-
made-up thing. One
go
time
to-
I met a Canadian and
go
they
to the
asked me
loo.
where the
The
What?
WC. People say that
WC.
in Dutch. It's like wc. So the bathroom.
I met people that just say toilet.
Yeah, I say toilet.
I have to go to the toilet.
Yeah. I need to use the toilet.
That's a very, very non-English thing.
Non-American, I think. Cause
Not
yeah.
American. That's what I meant.
What else do I say? The boot, but that's like the trunk of your car. Put it in the boot. Yeah.
Is what I was wearing earlier when I was.
I
just
know.
swimming.
What else do I say? Oh, brawly. Brawly?
Brawly. And what does that mean?
Anyone in the chat know what a brawly is? We'll see.
Well, I say I'm gonna bang a Yui. Do you know what that means?
No,
It just means
that
you-
I don't.
Does anybody in the chat know what it means to bang a Yui? No, besides Joe? We have colloquialisms where I come from.
I'm sure.
A U-turn.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Okay.
a lot of people know.
Cool. Thanks. I like
Bang
learning.
a left,
I like
bang a right.
learning. I like learning new things. Brawly is an umbrella.
A brawly. Totoro didn't even bring you
I
up
know.
a brawly.
He took my brawly.
Is that not just baby talk? It sounds like baby talk.
No,
Like a
no,
baby
no.
came up with it.
No, brawly. It's like I need to grab my brawly today. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That was. Did you like? I suppose you liked it.
Yeah, that was great.
Thanks.
You didn't make it.
I know. I brought it in.
No, thank you for bringing it. It
Yeah.
tasted great.
So that was number 2 of what
That's
we
a
have
good
lined
snack.
up.
It's a good snack to have with tea or a hot espresso.
Yeah. The third one that I'm about to give.
This would be a good airline snack. At least
It
if I know
is,
this
right?
is presented to me on an airline.
Yeah.
I could
So
have-
the third gift will probably not be edible on stream, but you may need to like
I
cook
thought you
it.
said 5 minutes of prep.
Yeah. I mean, we could do 5 minutes of prep, but you could also save it for yourselves. And I think some of our friends from the chat will know this one too.
Okay.
Now
Well,
this
the
one,
chat knows everything that I don't know.
yeah. Okay, so for this one, let's see if folks would like to contribute. What is anyone's favorite brand of instant noodles in the
Oh.
chat?
Of course, it's Shin Ramen.
Shin ramen for you?
I think
Cool.
That's like the best one, right? Best
mean-
brand of ramen. Indomie, says Amelia.
Indomie, says Amelia. I love Indomie too.
Never heard of it.
I like Maggie as well. Maggie me?
I like the ramen from Silver Lake Ramen.
Yeah.
is downtown LA.
Oh, kogumyeon. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Anyone else? Yeah, instant ramen. Hee.
So we're gonna have instant ramen.
Some kind of it.
That's a good lunch idea. I can't have that right after I had my
Yeah,
stroopwafel.
don't eat the stroopwafel. Yeah, not after you eat the stroopwafel because that's like a. Nongchin is good. Yeah, Nongchin is
That
great.
made you feel very full.
Yeah. Look, I'm still not done.
I can't finish it. I'm too full.
Let's see. Okay, we'll see if anyone else has suggestions. Oh, in general, I see some positive reactions to ramen. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so I'll finish chewing this and drinking my non-espresso coffee.
What time is our next segment supposed to start?
Oh,
9, I think.
Bananas.
So I think we're fine.
okay. Let me just double check. 9, yes, you're right.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh yeah, Samyang is good also. Those are all good. Sapporo ramen is also like a pretty popular one, I think. But yeah, thanks everybody for
Well, I didn't get
contributing.
my next snack.
I know. So, congratulations to some folks who correctly named this. Y'all are in luck because one of the things that y'all mentioned is one of the things that I have, which is the one and only Indomie.
Oh, nice.
Originally from Indonesia. I hope you like it.
I'm gonna love it. Is it spicy?
Yeah. It has the potential to be a little spicy. I don't think maybe we can show this.
Wrong one.
I don't think you need to make it super spicy because there are little packets inside where you can add like flavorings and stuff. You can control how much of the seasoning and so on that you want to add. But yeah, the reason I said 5 minutes is because you have to let it simmer for like 3.
So
and then
you're
you
telling me
stir
I
in the-
cannot just make this in the microwave? I should not?
Don't you could.
It's not recommended?
You could if you could. There is a microwave instruction, so you could. But I have personally found that if you you do it in a pot, it is more gratifying. But maybe that's just me. Sometimes I've also been desperate at times where I don't have a stove. Then I use like the microwave. It's doable. It's doable.
I'll do it the way you suggest. So
It's
I
okay.
can have the full experience.
It's doable, and I also just realized that apart from the instructions in English, the secondary instructions are in French.
Perfect. Right?
I actually thought they would have maybe been in Dutch, but anyway.
What is the connection between Indonesia?
Former Dutch colony.
Former Dutch
Yeah.
colony.
So that's actually the
Just
reason why.
like-
That's interesting. It made a bit of history. That's the reason why my dad's side of the family moved to the Netherlands, because they all actually spoke Dutch. They were originally from a part of Indonesia, Indonesian Chinese, and then they moved to the Netherlands.
Shout out to them.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, ancestors.
We wouldn't be
But
sitting
yeah.
here today without them.
I know, right? Hope you enjoy this.
I 100% will. Thank you for bringing me all these
Yeah.
snacks from around the world.
No problem. We still have at least one or two more. At least one more off the top of my head. So
Wow.
one more. Yeah.
Well, later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Later. Yeah.
Later.
Cool. Thanks everyone for sharing about Indomie. It's great.
This would be a great lunch. Did you bring one for yourself, or you just brought one for me?
It's just for you because
See,
I have
now
a
I'm
bunch.
just gonna be eating this
no,
ramen by myself.
It's fine. Because I can I'm still be full from this. I'm not done eating this yet.
I would assume that you didn't like it.
No, it's great.
Okay.
I savor like every bite because I know that if I want to get a proper stroopwafel, I need to go back to the Netherlands to get it.
Joe wants you to know he's had a lot of Indonesian classmates in Korea.
Oh, fun! Yay! Yeah, Indomie is great. There is one that I love, which is I'll see if I can find. There's a couple of variations of these. Oh yeah, okay. So the one that's my favorite, and our friends may probably know this. I'm trying to find the actual name of it and stuff.
Bright green.
But you're able to
packaging.
see it, yeah. It is the
Oh, the noodles are green.
yeah, chili hijau version of it, which is the green chili version of Indomie. The noodles are green because the noodles are usually like a light yellow color, but the sauce that you add will be chilies. That one is like ooh, for me at least. So yay. Okay, instant noodle time.
I had a question about Singapore.
Yeah, sure.
What is the language in Singapore?
Yeah, I'll be frank. I'm like one of the more un-Singaporean Singaporeans. So Amelia and Joshua will probably
What is the language?
know this much better than me. Everybody speaks English, but there is
I
a
got that vibe.
there is a colloquial language called Singlish that a lot of people use. That's a mix of various local languages. I will say this: I'm not a good Singlish speaker. Really not. Partially, it's because my dad's like Dutch, so it's very weird. But also, my mom's side, then they were all English teachers, so I wasn't really allowed to speak Singlish growing up. So I'm a very bad example of a Singaporean. And then, of course, I moved here. So
Amelia says can la. Can la? Can
I don't know,
LA?
Mila. I'm so bad at Singlish. I wish I were
So
better.
Singlish isn't like Konglish, where it implies like it's part Korean, part English.
Not necessarily.
So Singlish doesn't imply like half like a Singaporean language, half in English.
No.
Oh, okay.
I would say it's a Singaporean English, and then
Combination.
Singlish is the portmanteau of those two words.
Oh.
So it's almost a little bit like a Creole of sorts. So an offshoot language
Like a
from the main.
derivation of-
Yeah. But there are some variations, like for example, even in traditional pronunciations of words, right? Like if you know, memorable versus memorable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like one that's a little thing. A lot of people say memorable
A lot of people say memorable. Memorable.
in Singapore.
Oh, in Singapore.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was trying because it's one of those things. It's like if Singapore has a language, is it Singaporean?
Yeah. So Singapore is interesting though because there is a bilingual policy, and everybody has to learn two languages, well, even from like a very young age.
Yes.
So
Unlike
you have-
American schools where they make you take a language class and it's like a joke.
I mean, it's a little bit weird though, because you know, everybody learns English, so that's the lingua franca, and then you have to learn what's called your mother tongue. So whatever ethnicity or race you are, you have to learn that. So because I'm ethnically Chinese mostly, I had to learn Mandarin in school. But let's say someone was of Indian descent, then they would maybe learn like an Indian language, like you know, Hindi or Tamil. Gujarati was also another one. Punjab was another one too. So it kind of depends a little bit on the situation. And then I don't know if this is still in place, but back when I was still studying in Singapore, at the end of elementary school, there's this big like national exam that people do. And if you do well enough, you get to choose the option to do a third language, and that's either French, German, or Japanese. So you
your
can choose.
reward is to
Your reward
learn
for getting a
another
very
language.
high grade for the national exam is to have the option of learning another language.
That's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. So French and or German or Japanese. You can also choose, I think, like potentially other languages too, but I think those are the three main ones. Yeah.
I'm learning so much today.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot too, like about North American math.
North American math. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
You're learning that you don't teach addition and subtraction in
No,
schools.
not that, but yeah.
Speaking of addition and subtraction, I want to thank everybody who's watching and hanging out
Thanks,
with us.
everyone.
Everybody who is joining us here live. I can't remember the last time I did a total. I don't know if I'm fully up to date. However, we are so nearly almost there in our quest to raise $10,000 for the Music and Youth Initiative. I'm going to put the number in chat right now. This is how much we've raised. Probably maybe slightly more than that if I'm not up to date with the latest donation. $9,497 for the Music and Youth Initiative. That puts us about $500 away from our goal. I'm hoping between now and 5 p.m. PST, our time, we can make up the gap. We can get up to that $10,000 mark.
Thanks so much.
If any of you are able to contribute 1, 5, 10, 20, anything helps us get there. If y'all are going to hang out with some family today, some family that you know is into charitable giving or into the cause of the Music and Youth Initiative, perhaps you just tell them about what we're doing. Let them know. We got a PayPal link. We got a donate button. Beattober.com/donate for all the options. And hey, Ursula K, that's one of the ways you can contribute, became a VIP member. Thank you for becoming. Oh gosh, that was dangerous. Thank you for becoming it's okay. VIP member. You can type !new member in chat, which will tell you how to join our Discord group. And then you can check the community tab on my channel page to just scroll down and find any freebies that are available. Yes, it's over 9,000. I can't donate, but it's so great. Thank you, Lou. Yes, that's okay. We know that not everybody is in a position to be able to donate, and that's totally fine. Only those that are comfortable and able to donate, financially secure enough to donate, that's all we're talking about. Because there's lots of free ways you can support, like promoting the cause, posting about it, helping us out with a retweet, helping
Tuning into the stream,
liking the stream so more people see it, sharing the stream. All those above are free things you can do to help. Wayward Ambient says the sun's up now. The sun is indeed up.
It is. Yes.
Wow. We've seen. See, the sun is up. There's no way we can fall asleep now.
She may have left.
Y'all look wired and tired at the same time. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I think because of like the coffee and the. Did I finish? I finally did.
I brushed my teeth earlier and I felt like a new man. I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah.
That tea was great.
Yay! I'm glad you enjoyed.
If the tea is red, it's a good sign.
Yeah, that's good.
So if you feel like you're done with your painting, you can carefully peel away the paint. It's actually a very satisfying part of the process. Every time. God, thank God that was just a fundraising spreadsheet. I'm not allowed to hit that button anymore. Okay, keep it flat on the table, and whichever one is on top, you want to kind of peel not straight down, but like kind of down and at an angle. Slowly. Too nervous about it, but just like if you see the paper start to come up, to ease off and be just a little more gentle. You're doing great. I may have overemphasized how careful you need to be.
It's okay.
But you're doing fine. This is satisfying because it puts a nice clean line border around your painting, which looks pretty good. I think your sky looks great. This is so suspenseful. Yes, exactly. I can make it happen.
I am in pain.
I love the sky and sun colors.
So much anxiety. Thank you.
The Indomie is tempting me. You can't have it. This is mine. My friend brought it for me. Will you just peel it off already?
No. One more. So this is actually a good point about like peeling stuff off, right? Because you're a terror like TEARER
Terror
of Christmas wrapping.
That's true.
And
of course,
I'm a
like
peeler.
a normal person.
Really? No,
Yes.
Man. Oh,
Do you reuse the Christmas wrapping?
I do.
Well, that's a little strange as well. Boom! Look at that.
Okay.
Doesn't that look
I
amazing?
taped it wrong though.
What? It's like a Polaroid kind of framing. You
Thanks.
could write a little message there if you want.
Thank
And
you
then on the
for
back, it's a
thank you for
postcard.
your guidance. Wow.
That looks like a really great sky and painting.
Thanks, TAETRO, for your guidance.
What a great first watercolor. Wow. You have to give that to somebody now. What, you don't like it?
It's okay. I don't know.
Of course it can be better.
Yeah, I know.
How was your first song you ever wrote and produced?
Right. Yeah. It's fun. No, this is cool. Thank you for letting me do this. This was really fun. I wasn't sure if I would make it, honestly, but
you made it.
but we're alive.
We're alive.
That's cool.
You didn't die.
Might give it to my grandma or something.
There you
She
go.
might like it.
Good work.
Yay! Thanks.
What can I say? We got about 20 minutes before our next segment.
Do you want to do the third? The last dolltr brings TAETRO things from around the world.
Oh, sure. Is
segment.
it something I can eat right now?
Yeah,
Heck
it
yeah.
is. Okay, cool. Great. So let's do it.
Second to last.
How hungry are you?
It's 8:39,
My question was,
and
how
I've
hungry
been
are you?
eating
Okay.
pizza and cookies all night.
Okay,
so
pizza,
I'm
cookies.
not desperately
You're not
hungry.
eating that yet.
No,
We
this will have to
also
wait
just had a
for
cookie, right? So in that case, let's maybe do like a savory thing.
savory.
This the precedent for this one, if folks would like to contribute in the chat, is what is your favorite nut? Unless you are allergic, then please don't say anything.
What, they can still say their
they-
favorite nut. You're
I
gonna
guess you could
exclude
still
them
say-
just because they're allergic?
to eat. Like
If you're allergic,
like peanuts
I don't want to hear
or
it.
like almonds.
Keep it to
or,
yourself.
See, here's another thing. ALMOND. How do you pronounce-
Almonds, of course.
Okay.
All. We all know it's all. If you meet somebody named Al, their name is Al.
I see. Okay.
Everybody
anyway.
knows this.
Peanuts. I love I like peanuts in general. Those are pretty much my favorite. Ooh, okay, yeah. We got like cashews and stuff. Ooh, almond milk, but peanut butter. That one's a
Okay,
good one.
the
yeah.
question was, what is your favorite nut? And you can't say almond milk or peanut butter. Neither of those are acceptable answers.
Cashews are good. Yeah, I do like cashews. My mom
I
also
have
likes
been eating
cashews.
a lot of cashews lately.
Macadamias are a fun one for that I like as well. I love macadamia nuts, peanuts. You know. Ooh, pistachios. That's a really good one. But butter toffee peanuts. Ooh, that sounds really good. Yeah. Walnuts. Those are great too. Ooh. Yeah, macadamia. Woo! Hazelnut. Yeah, hazelnuts are nice as well. Do you have a favorite?
I used to crush pistachios.
Yeah.
Then I had like a kind of bad experience with potentially some bad pistachios, but I don't know if that's even true.
Taste wise or like allergy?
Not allergy. They like gave me like a really bad stomach ache.
Oh, sorry. Ooh. Okay.
But I've been eating a lot of cashews lately.
Yeah. Oh, chestnuts.
Chestnuts
see.
roasting on an open fire. That's great.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
It's true.
Yes,
Not in California.
that's true. Yeah. Or Australia. Yeah.
Doesn't growing almonds use all the water in the world? Okay, social justice warrior Joe and Chad. Let's shame the people who like almonds. If you like almonds, you're a bad person. You heard it here first.
Okay. Anyway, so the reason I ask is because do you want to guess what our next snack?
You keep asking me to
related
guess.
to-
I'm gonna say it's probably nuts.
Yeah, it's some kind of nut.
Nut related.
It's special though because this time our gift comes from which country would you like to guess?
Which country?
Yeah.
Well, there's so many.
I know, right? There's a ton that we haven't even talked about. But so far, we've been to Germany with the tea.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to the Netherlands with the stroopwafels. Then we've been to Indonesia with Indomie. And potentially other parts of Southeast Asia also.
Gonna assume that this is places that you've been, or places you're connected to.
Potentially, yes.
And you haven't given me something like specifically from Singapore yet.
Yeah.
So could it be that?
Potentially. So this is from Singapore in that the person who originally passed me these was in Singapore.
Okay.
But these come from the wonderful country of Japan.
Wow.
Yeah. So here are some snacks. They are seafood
I'm
flavored
a fan.
peanuts.
Did you get these
From
on
Japan?
planes? This does all. I'm
No.
getting the vibe now that you've just been
No.
saving your plane snacks.
I wish that were the case, but no. But these are from my dad. So my dad
Oh.
gave these to me. Thanks,
See the
Dad.
dolltr dad.
These are so good. I will help myself to one.
Oh, you
they
will?
Are, yeah.
Well,
these are,
well, I
these
didn't
are good.
offer any, but
I know. Oh,
check it out. Wait, one that I just had has like peanut butter inside or something. Unexpected.
oof.
Oh, Bishop, nice of you to show up. Well, yeah, I heard you were looking forward to watching the scary movie with us. These are great.
They're so good, right?
I mean, I said nuts ASMR. I think I just chewed loudly into the mic.
Oh yeah, those are very addictive. So I have, they're all yours now after that single one.
I can share.
No, I have a lot. So, well, not a super lot, but my dad bought me a bunch because he likes them too.
Hello, Beisha. Hello, Sonic Vibe. You guys like the crunch ASMR or what?
Bishop says he was awake the whole time.
I'm gonna need proof. I wonder. We should have. Yeah. Was Bishop awake for Joe's calling? That would be the true test. So, and there's like a little bit of like spice, a little bit.
On the red ones.
Mm.
If you look on the back, right, I think they tell you the type.
On the back of the nut.
No, the packaging. They may or may not. I forget if it's on the back of these or. Yeah.
Yeah, they tell you. It's not in English.
Sorry. There's 4 types.
You said yeah. Sure, I'll read that.
Well, if folks watching the replay have, any experience in reading Japanese characters.
I can certainly assume that the red one is spicy. Sample the crunch. I have no time for shenanigans. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. But yeah, definitely.
What do you need? More coffee?
Probably more coffee. But I'll take it a little easy first because I'm actually still finishing this. So I'll take it slow.
There's a lot of discourse about almond milk in the chat. Look, everybody, we got a couple great segments ahead for you all. We'll have trivia later. Before that, we'll be making music with Ableton Note and Ableton Live. Am I missing something? Colin!
Oh, yeah. Cool.
And, alright, since we're done painting, I gotta switch this HDMI situation around again. So, bear with me for one moment, chat, while the cameras go out. Oh boy, how do I do this? 2 is 1. So we're gonna quickly do this. Boom, boom. We're gonna go back to 1. Don't worry, we're still here.
At first I was like, whoa, oh dear.
And we're back. Boom. I think everything. Will there be a beat review today? I think in theory our plan was to do a beat review every segment.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to do it before we do note or like after note? Or?
I think after note.
Okay.
Probably we'll have more time.
Yeah. Let me just double check the remainder.
Frank says only $500 away from the goal. It's true. Oh, and that's what I wanted to do. Amelia said bye. Don't say bye. Where are you going? It's not over.
But why don't, maybe potentially after, because this is like a 3-hour thing.
No, it's scheduled for 3 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's not going to be 3 hours. So we can be flexible. Cool. What I was going to say is I want to tell people about the auction because
yes, please. Yeah.
That is ending soonest. So, as you all might know, this is such an interesting collection of things on this desk right now.
Yeah, I can help to move things.
I just think it's interesting. As you all know, we have some custom MIDI controllers up for auction. One of which has already sold. We already sold a Minilab Mark II, but we have 2 more available in their highly competitive auctions. These are custom skinned MIDI controllers I'm about to show you and share the link with you. This one. So we have a Complete Control M32 at $195. And then we have an Akai MPK Mini. Remember, these are auctions. So you're going to want to get your bid in before before somebody outbids you. Complete Control M32 is at 195. The Akai MPK Mini currently at 232. All the proceeds for these auctions are going to the Music and Youth Initiative. These are going to get shipped out to the winner of the auctions, of course. These are one of ones. These are the only one of these in existence. And like I said, they were made from this original painting. So these end literally in 4 hours. 4 hours. You're going to want to get in on this. But at 1 p.m., around 1 p.m., we'll be able to see who has won. We'll be able to watch the auction end live. So get ready. I guess I should share the links with you all in chat, eh? Where is chat?
And we'll be doing that live on stream? Or auctions? What? Ending the auctions or just...
Yeah, we can watch it end live. This event is over. That's an old chat. Where's the good chat? There's the good chat. That's one of the eBay auctions. And... and that's the other eBay auction. I've been in the streams throughout. Thank you, my friend. And Bishop is gone. Yeah, Bishop resting his eyes, quote unquote, again. Miss Nadia says, ginger tea gives more energy than coffee. Good to know. Is it true? But the caffeine in coffee can't be beat. I hope you're enjoying it. This has been a block of programming that's been kind of a break from music making. But, you know, it's good to mix it up once in a while. It's good to do something a little different. Are you posting a beat over beat today? Mm-hmm. It's already ready to go?
Yeah. I mean, I have it queued up, but I need to upload it, which I've noticed like takes quite long. I don't know.
Our internet is very slow.
That's okay. No problem.
But you had to mention it. That's okay, no problem. But the internet's very slow.
No, as in I've even when I was uploading with like what do you call it? 4G? No.
Oh really?
Data? Yeah. So
in the old place, the Lo-Fi Loft was sketchy for a lot of reasons. The number one thing the Lo-Fi Loft had was fiber internet. Fastest internet I could possibly get.
I've never had fiber before, so
no, and this place does not have fiber, which is a nightmare because the upload speed is slow.
You have right, okay, cool. Yeah, that's the
Those paintings were awesome. Thank you, Beisha.
Thank you. Thanks.
Starting to doze off, says Joshua Ho Music. Joshua Ho went from like doing operations in the ER to
yeah. Thanks, Joshua.
Being on the phone with us mid-surgery. He had his hand in a patient, one hand on the phone, one hand in a patient doing like open heart surgery. It's excellent for balancing out the stomach too. Attacks sore throats so well. We're talking about ginger tea, I think. TAETRO with all the lies and drama. How can you say that? I only tell the truth on this stream. CJ's here. Good morning. I'm telling you, it's a great thing. We see you all go to bed and then we see you all wake up. Some would say it's a beautiful thing. Who can say?
There's your beat over beat.
For today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Figure something out.
Oh dear.
Don't worry about it.
We can
what? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't gonna stress. Really? We're gonna be making music on stream. We're gonna be making videos on stream. Well, maybe potential to make videos on stream.
Mm-hmm.
There will be plenty of opportunities before the stream is over to get it done. And then we're gonna have to finish our beat
tomorrow.
Then we have a Monday stream. What's crazy is I didn't really think about this being Sunday. We're streaming tomorrow as well. If you think about it, it's tomorrow.
Yes.
We are doing the Lander Beattober bounty tomorrow, folks. So beattober.com/bounty. Please go submit a bunch of samples to that because you could win some more. And that's our final stream of Beattober. What do you think about we could stream later on Monday? Instead of, it doesn't have to be 1 p.m.
Okay, I'm fine with either.
You also 100% do not have to be on the stream.
No. I love to join in. That would be great.
Great.
if you need help with anything, I will be
Why
the
not? It's always more fun.
Cool. Thanks.
The challenge will be the community's supposed to upload a bunch of samples.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is this on beatober.com/bounty?
yes, the community uploads samples. Raise your hand in chat if you've uploaded samples.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
They upload to the project, and then if I use the project, they're in the running. Or no, if I use the sample, they're in the running to win the Lander prize package. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Cool.
Can I upload now? Yes. Go to beatober.com/bounty. Just upload it before I do a stream tomorrow. Literally, all of you have made great Beatober beats. Literally, just bounce a stem from one of the Beatober beats and go upload it. You know how it is. It's getting cold in here now.
It is. Do you
I'll
want me
turn
to
the AC
turn
off.
the? I can flip it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Sure. Hi everyone. Yay. Oh, it's 11:55 p.m. for some folks. Thanks everyone for tuning in like so late. But yeah, it's Sunday for us now. Streaming again tomorrow. How do you feel, Mr. TAETRO?
Tired?
I know. Yeah, it's all right.
Just coming in phases. You
For
know
sure.
What I mean?
That's what I felt like. Like for example, just now during like when I was grading homework,
movie?
I was like resurgence of
Yeah.
energy, and then now I'm starting to like
Go back down.
fade a little bit
No, stay.
as
stay.
well. Even after coffee, so I'm like, okay, it is.
Because you're doing it too slow. The delivery has to be like quick, straight into the veins.
Oh,
so
Should
close, so close.
I know, still got my name wrong, my friend. Anyway,
Well, hold on. Let's be charitable. The one and the exclamation point are the same thing.
they made the same mistake before though. They're
Hold
not-
shift when you press the one.
Yeah. Yeah, Frank says it probably is indeed the caramel crash after the stroopwafels. Yeah, so.
You're poison.
Uh,
Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. Don't worry. Not much has changed. You can also go back and watch all the previous segments.
That's why they were split up this time. Yeah, so to respond to someone else just now, because I think they were wondering like why it was broken up. But for folks who were tuning in like last year, I was going to say for folks tuning in next year. No, for folks tuning in last year, there was a 24-hour stream. Joe was here running the show.
And now,
Yeah. And I called in also for the Zoom thing, which was great. It was super fun, but
we were not able to watch it back.
because it was more than 8 hours.
Yeah.
So
So this year, to combat that, we just took all the segments, broke them up like individual streams, and that's worked out pretty
Yeah.
well. So now, not only can we watch 100% of the 24-hour stream, we can go back and watch our particular favorite parts. So,
Yeah.
That's it. Trick.exe hanging. What is this called? Spinning wheel?
spinning wheel of doom.
We can watch another movie and take a nap while we watch another movie.
No.
Not a good idea?
No. Not. I actually can't sleep with sound.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I can't.
I can't
Like,
sleep
just now-
without Seinfeld.
So even just now when I was like, I was like kind of like in and out because I can't sleep unless it's like quiet.
What will help you wake up? Will working on music help you wake up? When I started to do the 404 stuff, I started to a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just
You
like
need to take a walk
I
outside.
know. Sometimes walks actually make me more
What would be
sleepy.
even more perfect would be not just two people, but a third person. If Joe was here and it
Man.
was
Joe?
the three of us, that would be kind of a perfect situation. Because, two people on stream, one person break. And then kind of
Yeah.
a constant rotation.
Yeah.
But we should get ready to bounce over to the next stream.
Yeah.
You will automatically be redirected there, so don't worry. And I'm just gonna let you all trust.
Oh my
the
god, it's
process on that.
8:59. Sorry.
That's true.
It's like, oh, it's happening.
It's 8:59.
I can talk. Okay, I actually do know one thing that maybe will help me restart a bit before. We do know I can do learning music.ableton.com. I think that'll
Yeah, why don't
get
you?
my fingers up.
You can kick off the next stream with that.
Cool.
Is that not what you wanted me to say?
No. I will do that.
Or you can do that later.
No. I'll do that. I think it'll be a cool segue actually into like. No.
Never T Gold said, "How are you guys feeling? How does it look like we're feeling?" Okay. We're gonna put the thank you screen up. Then we're gonna go live on the other link, and then we're gonna be back on the next link. You will automatically be redirected there. Do not worry. Thank you. I will see you all in 1 minute at the next stream.
Thanks, everyone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.